Hey, cuties. Thank you guys for joining me. If you can hear me, please put a 1 in the chat. I did drop the link to the backup channel. Both channels should be streaming. Not sure. Let me grab some water, guys. I'll be right back so I can say my hellos. I see a new profile picture from Maritha. Cute. All right, guys, give me 1 second. Let me get some water. I'm sorry. Okay, I am back. Now let me set up my other device real quick, guys. Let me see what's going on. What did that say? All right. 1 second, guys. All right, let's see. I don't know how I feel about this music. Okay, guys, we have 113 watching, 61 likes. Thank you guys so much. If you are watching and you're not in the chat, or if you're in the chat, please make sure to hit the like button for me. All right, and I want to check one other thing. Let's see. All right, cool. All right. So what's up, guys? How are you this evening? Let me say some hellos. And before I do that, give me 1 second. I don't like this music. Give me 1 second. Let me see. I don't like that at all. Let me try something else. My apologies. Let's see. All right. My apologies, guys. Let me get this. Going. But I do thank you guys for joining me. We got a lot to talk about as always. It's always something going on with love in Marriage Huntsville, that's for sure. I want to share a picture with you guys. I did do a little, it wasn't an official poll, but with my members about the story that the post that Mel put in her stories. So I definitely want you all's opinion on that. But let me say some quick hellos. Shirley Ann, thank you so much for joining me. Truth, thank you so much for joining me. Pamela, thank you for joining me. Cutie crew member. Hey, Linda Gamble. Hello, Jolanda. Diane. Marva, I got your name down pat now. Yes, I do. Cheryl D, hello. Show, Style, and Spirit, hello. Claudia Beard, hello. PN2 Ross, good evening. Dolly, good evening. Monica Taylor, Sonia, Yvette, Flossie. It's your girl, AR. Good evening. Cheryl Howard is in the house. Maritha with that gorgeous profile picture. Hey, Maritha. Liddell, hello. Marie Gray, hello. Juan Davis, Cutie crew member, hello. Congratulations to my cutie crew members on the trivia game. My final question had them stumped. I posted it last night, and Andrea Jones got it today about an hour before the deadline. And then Yvette Khan was the winner of the first $25. So congratulations again, guys. Hey, Red Ann. Hello, Makitha, cutie crew member. ZZ's, Cassandra, Ruthie Green, Joe DC. Hey, Joe DC. Laverne, Jesse Lewis, Bevy. Hey, Bevy. Good evening, cutie crew member. Hello, Diane, Shaquita, Deboria, Valencia, Robin Davis. Good evening, Robin. Linda McGee. Now, depending on which live you guys are watching me from, it should be a double stream. Robin, I believe you're a cutie crew member, but if you're watching from cutie Chit Chat with QT live, it may not show up. Members, no need to, well, I won't even put a membership on that channel. But thank you guys for joining me. Linda McGee, hello. Cheryl Love, Jolanda, Wylette, Veronica, hello. Brenda Burns, Carolyn Jordan, Demita Joe. I love saying that too. Demita Joe. Sherry Davis, hello. Tamara, good evening. Diva Devin, I'm a guess on the last part. Hello. Lakeitha, hello. C. Lewis, hello. If you guys can please hit the like button for me, that would be great. Jay Mooten, hello. Michelle Davis, Cassandra, Lizzie, cutie crew member. We're getting down to the end, guys. Red Ann, this copy and paste of Martell's The Grand Marshal is hilarious. You simply can't make the fakery up. Totally agree. Hey, Monica. Hey, May May. Hello, 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 Patricia. There's my Rue. Hey, Rue. All right. We're getting down. Reader, hello. 1408, hello. Nicola, hello. Chit Chat, you changed the time and I missed the members only because I was at work. I can't see my phone like that. I did change the live to 30 minutes later today. My apologies. And we didn't do a members only live today. That is Thursday, Wylette. But maybe you couldn't see the members only post. And then, once you get home, just take a look. You missed out on the trivia game. So you guys know I like to give back. I appreciate you guys so much. All right, Marley. Rue, you like the first music? I'll give it another shot. It seemed kind of slow. Marley Madison, Tanya Russell. All right, we're getting down. Gwyneth, hello. Okay, Gwendolyn. That's cute. Hey, Gwendolyn. Sherry McLean, hello. Rare Sunshine. If I missed anybody while I'm rushing to get to the bottom, my apologies. All right, Sherry McLean. I got that. Sherry Durton, hello. Sasha Welch, hello. Sharon, hello. Tamara, Dee Dee. Pink Diva is in the house. Hey, Pink Diva. Keisha, Lenora. All right. And we have Alan, DeBose, Tasha Raines, Fifi, Doris Carr. Okay, Sonia Martin, Keisha. Hey, Keisha. Tanisha, hello. Lady Noel Soul. Hello. Yes, Maritha. So cute. There's some beautiful women on YouTube. Leah's grandma, hello. Pretty brown eyes, hello. Neva, hello. Sharonda, hello. Yes, congratulations to the winners. Who said that? Good evening, Gail Bailey. Cricket is in the house. Yes, is Nico in the house? Plum, Miss Shar, Lakeitha, Lizzie Wheeler, Bad Apple, Pamela, hello. Cutie Crew representing Phyllis Sanderson, Cutie Crew from the UK. Hey, Phyllis. All right, guys, I'm almost at the bottom. Phyllis Taylor, Bad Apple, Kame, hello, Kame. All right. Victoria McCornell, G.A. Leo, hello. Denise, hello. Andrea Jones, one of my winners. Andrea, I would have thought that what you said you did, everybody would have done as far as putting the transcripts on so you can see exactly what was said. Pamela was so close. She was off by one, then she was off by 2 words, then she was off by 3, then back to 1. My goodness. Shine Bright, Teresa, hello. Cindy D, Mary White, Miss B, Maureen, Steph M, and we got my girl, Tawana, hey, Cutie Crew member, Annette, hello, Vondale, Jazzy Face V, hey, K Quarrels, Suela B, Linda Taylor, hello, Nikisha, hello, Special K, Terry Gay, Marilyn Johnson in the house, hello, Paula Williams, Cutie Crew member. Cutie Crews, we are amping it up starting Saturday with that first episode that Carlos will be doing, and thereafter we got Gloria in the house and Corvette Girl. 327 watching. Thank you guys so much. As I mentioned, if you are not a member of Chit Chat with QT Live, please make sure to subscribe. I am going to be going live on that channel once the season starts because things may just get a little out of hand. So I think we are probably, 90 or so away from 1,000 subscribers. But thank you guys who did subscribe. And what's up, guys? I just wanted to come chit chat. I actually changed the thumbnail for this live because I let loose about all the men that I was going to discuss tonight. But before I get into more topics, I want to share you guys' opinion. I want to share this picture and I want you guys to give me your opinion. What do you think this means? Let's see. Window. Nope. All right, guys, I got to do this another way. Give me 1 second. What do I need to do? Goodness, guys, give me 1 second. Let's see. My apologies. And sorry about the dogs. Let's see. It's not showing up. What's going on? All right. Well, I'm going to try one other way. And if I can't get it, it's possible. The possible reason why I can't do it is because I'm streaming live from 2 screens. So let me try one more thing. Let me see if I can right click. This sucks. All right. Well, guys, boo for that. I'm still trying, but what I wanted to share and read and what I wanted you guys' opinion on is the post that Mel put in her stories about Boss Baby leaving her that beautiful Mom is the Best drawing that she made. So let me see if I can do it this way. Let's see. Can't do it this way either, guys. I'm going to try one more thing. Nope, it won't let me. Well, anyway, I'm sure you guys have seen it floating around on YouTube. And I want to just read it real quick. I want to know how you guys deciphered the picture. In the picture, and I hate I can't share this, but in the picture, Malia, Malia, aka Boss Baby, drew this and left it on my dresser before they left. I'm sharing it to encourage all of my working moms out there, especially if you're having to go harder because the choices of others put you in a position to have to. Your children see you. They love you. They appreciate you working hard to secure their future. You can be a working woman and an amazing mother at the same time. And she put damn time at the same damn time. Sorry, with the clapping emojis. Then she put, keep your head up, sis, and don't get discouraged. We are all rooting for you. So beautiful message from Mel, as well as a beautiful portrait from Boss Baby. Boss Baby. So what do you guys think? Do you think, and thank you to the new members, I'm just saying, and Keisha Swan, do you think that Mel was saying, and I asked my Cutie Crew members this, do you think she was saying that Boss Baby left it there before it was time for, before it was time for them to go to school this morning? Or do you think that she was saying that they left it there before it was time to be exchanged with Dad? All right, so I'm going to read what you guys, yes, it was very, very important. I'm going to read what you guys think. Drop your opinions of what you think is happening. Do you think that the kids are still at Mel's going on week 4? So I'm going to scroll down. And let's see. All right, Angela, you say, I think that they're still with Mel, and I believe that's where they should stay. I agree. And I'm hoping and praying they still with her. Again, it is not, it's not like I don't want to see Martell without his children, but it's a lot going on. Okay, Pretty Brown Eyes, you put, she has her kids again this week, allegedly. Now, I don't know, and I'll check while we are on this live. I don't know if Mel posted anything else, but it's okay, Beverly. I'm streaming on both pages. So I don't know, in the other chat, it may only have a couple people. That's what I got to figure out. I'm trying something new. I got to see how I can see both chats at the same time other than on my phone. So I'll definitely bring up one on my phone to acknowledge everybody over there. But let me continue to read. Okay, so nothing new from Mel. And let's see, Angela, you put that you believe the kids are so happy that they're still home with Mel. Yep. She is sending Tisha a message. Could be. It was very special, and the kids are very happy to still be with their mother. Also, Mel wants us to know that she still has the kiddos. I think so too. Hey, Renata. I don't know how to read into this because you guys know, I think I was live last Friday and people were dropping down in the chat saying that they saw Martell with the kids at a store and read, and maybe you can let me know if this is a store called Academy there. So that was Friday. So a lot of people assume that with Mel being on tour last week that she let the kids go with Martell, just exchange them or whatever then. But when Mel got back, She stated how things went while she was gone. She talked about Mariah and Sugar Mama with the apple juice and all of that. So I don't know. I don't know. Yes, I totally agree. Very strong message. And I've had discussions. I don't remember one of my subscribers' names, but we kind of went back and forth in the comments a couple months ago. And she was stating that, moms need to be at home. And I don't agree with that. I believe that you can work, you can provide for your kids, and, yeah, those are like the old days. I mean, if you're blessed to do that, then hey, it is what it is. Nothing wrong with it. But I don't think that male or any other woman should have to pick and choose. Am I going to be a mom or will I go after my dream? So, Suela, you put, I took it that she is showing the kids recognize that she is holding it down for them. Plus, she still got the kids. So the majority of you believe that the kids are still at home. And like I said, if so, great. I am hoping that Mr. Holt, get some therapy. Don't worry about rushing and getting married. I mean, what are you going to do? Drop some names in a hat and pick? Talking about he wants to be married this year. Can you focus on you and your kids? All right, so you say you think it was before they went to school. She did say before they left. Yes, the exchange does happen at the school. Normally, it happens on Monday. Today is Tuesday. So, I think a lot of us that feel like she still has the kids, that we really, really want that to be. And it could be. So, yeah, well, we were waiting for Monday, Glam Rock, especially me and Renata. I know Renata was on watch. Exchange, but I hope Mel still has them. Okay. All right. Everybody feels like they are still there. You think so? He's been real quiet lately. But I do think that with all the ruckus that's been going on, I think he would have made it a point to, post his kids. So yeah, this is week 4. If they are allegedly still with their mother, and we shall see. So that's it for Kids Watch. Now, guys, when it comes to the post that I made earlier, I know I went a little hard on the fellas, but this past week in social media worked my nerves for real. It was like every day. It was something else. Let me read Show Style and Spirit. I love Mel's post because Martell tries to say that Melody has dozens of babysitters and is always gone. She has to work hard to provide for them. He knows this. He's just trying to get her money. Yep. That's what somebody else just said, Pretty Brown Eyes. Right, Shaquita, she hasn't. And I keep telling you guys how bad I feel for being on Kid Watch. I don't feel too bad because a lot of you are feel the same way. A lot of you feel the exact same way. And we are a little invested in this story, in this family. And, we shall see. But let me check something, guys. Now, I'm on my device in my chit chat with QT Live. And let me see. I'm going to scroll down to the last comment to see if, okay, Relly in the house. Hey, girl, you was preaching this morning, child. I threw some offerings in the collection plate. You was on fire. Thank you so much for joining me. All right, so I'm going to scroll down to the end just to see if I see. All right. So the chats are running at the same time. Okay, this is great. Hey, Simply Beautiful. Yes, Relly, I could not have agreed with you more, okay? I try to peep in because I'm starting work at the time that you go live. And yeah, I had to drop down today. I had to come on out them bushes. The YouTube streets have been a hot mess. Really, Cheryl? If it's content creator related, I don't even want to know. But other than that, regarding these guys that's been in the news, what do you guys think? And you guys know I'm going to be dropping the link soon. What do you guys think about Jonathan Majors? Now, there was breaking news just recently, a couple hours ago, maybe an hour, that in spite of the statement that his husband released, excuse me, my goodness, in spite of the statement that his lawyers released, they still charged him. So, the district attorneys can decide whether to proceed or not, even if the alleged victim pulls out and recants their story like his girlfriend did. And yeah, they've charged him officially. And that's a hot mess. And I do believe that it happened. I don't know if you guys ever seen this, but I actually saw a video. This was maybe a year or so ago. But I actually saw a video of a guy break his girlfriend's fingers because she got his cell phone. So allegedly, this is what happened with Jonathan. And let me read you guys this post that's on the Shade Room. They mentioned how his attorney was speaking out after he was arraigned on several assault and harassment charges on Sunday, per the Manhattan DA's office. He was let out on his, with bail or whatever. But let me see. They also stated that the Manhattan DA's office would not comment regarding the defense attorney's claims that the woman recanted. The complaint does not name the female who accused Jonathan of assaulting her. The woman claims he did strike her about the face with an open hand. She also claimed that he put his hands on her neck. Now, if you are on Twitter, there's been a lot that's been going around about Jonathan, and this is all alleged. Whether I believe it happened or not, I don't know. So, but I feel like it did, just based off of the initial statement. Now, they did say that he's the one that called the police, but a lot of people are saying that he did that because of who he is. Now they're trying to say that the young lady has some sort of mental issues. So like I put earlier in my video, I believe that it is Olivia Popish. I believe that they are trying to clean this story up. He's in Creed, the #1 movie that's out at this time. And yeah, I believe it. Thank you, Leah's grandma, for joining the cutie crew. I appreciate you. All right, so show, style, and spirit. You said, I think that this Jonathan Majors situation is really bad for him career-wise. Allegedly, he has a history going back to being a student at Yale. Yes. Yep. That's what's all over Twitter from, people that went to school with him and all of that. Thank you so much, Peggy. So, yeah, it is unfortunate. I agree with you, show, style, and spirit. I don't wish any bad on the guy. But, if he did it, I don't know. I don't know how I really feel. I can't even say that, because it's like then when women are in DV situations, I don't want to say that I don't want him to serve any time or whatever. I doubt that he will, because it wasn't, a serious put your paws on him thing. But yeah, it's still bad. Jonathan Majors needs to do some serious reflecting about what went down with that woman, because he's now losing dollars. He is. A lot of people that were sponsoring him have dropped out. Yep, I do too. And they were at a bar before that, so they could have been drinking. And that always turns out bad, if you ask me. Okay, so yeah, they did say he's the one that called, and she switched on him when he got there. What do you mean by that, Tia? She switched on him. Oh, switched on him when the police, when the popos? Yep. Yep, yep, yep. Martell only wants to get married to make himself look more stable in order to get custody of those kids. Yeah, somebody put in my comment section, and I totally agree with you, the detourist. Like that name as well. I agree. There's always different motives, in my opinion, when it comes to Martell. And yeah, I can't see anybody marrying him. I'm sorry. He hasn't done the work. He has all of this drama going on, alleged court, allegedly. They're still in court. A lot of people believe that the court case is done. So we don't know for sure. I definitely don't. I think it's still ongoing, but my own personal opinion is an emergency order was granted based off of the activities or alleged activities of Coleslaw and Martell. Jay Mooten, a lot of people are saying that on Twitter that he does, but I don't think, like anything as far as where official paperwork or whatever was filed. That's true too. Like I said, we definitely have to give him the benefit of the doubt. I'm strong on my opinion. And that's just what it is. It's only an opinion. But you got to realize sometimes they suffer from the big head. So he's really on top of the world right now when it comes to this new movie. I haven't seen Creed yet. And yeah. Okay, a lot of people saying that she pulled the Karen Becky card. But why would she? She's his girlfriend. Period, Angela. So she pulled the Becky card once he didn't let her see his phone. And I don't know. Because they didn't say that she not pow. They didn't say that she put the paws on him. They said that he put the paws on her. So yeah. I saw that story. An innocent black man was just released from prison, 28 years in prison, and the woman finally told the truth. Oh, well, I'm thinking about somebody different because the one that I just saw, and I'm sorry, that's very, very sad. Another guy was just released just this week or late last week, and I think he spent 20 plus years wrongfully accused. So again, you're innocent until you're proven guilty, even with the opinions of others. And I hope that is not true. I just hope that they're not further damaging the young lady by convincing her to recant or bringing in these high-powered lawyers, Marvel allegedly lawyers, and money talks. So a mess. And then real quickly, guys, we will go over what you guys think before I drop the link regarding Eva filing to divorce her husband. You have? Okay. I'm not into those type of movies. With Black Panther isn't a Marvel movie, is it? I do like Black Panther, so I did see those. What I miss with Linda Gamble? What do you guys think about Eva and her husband divorcing? So true, Red Ed. And I think maybe because we talk about these guys so much, some of us experience it firsthand or have experienced it, that you kind of give guys the side eye, you know? You really do. And I get that she is of another race. And I gave my opinions on that. A lot of people that were saying, especially on social media, that, a black woman wouldn't have called the police. He got too much to lose and all of that. I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that at all. So even with her being of another race, if he did it, I feel sorry for her. Yeah, I mean, we saw that a mile away, Peggy, that coleslaw would be the downfall of Martell. He didn't see it. And with me doing a little research for my trivia game, what I do is go back to previous episodes, and in this past contest had them to complete a sentence of what, whatever person said. And it was just so sad. Like, I ran across the episode when he gave Mel that push gift when she had Sugar Mama, or maybe it was right before she had her. No, it was after. And in that video, he looked like he was really sorry and looked like he, the same old with Martell. So not only was coleslaw his downfall, so was he. But I'm a strong believer in, if coleslaw would have shut her legs, changed her number, moved, then yeah, Martell and Mel would still be together. Yeah, unfortunately, and I'm not trying to come off like that. Like I said, it's just my personal opinion. He is definitely innocent until proven guilty. Innocent. All right. You remember the story I'm talking about? That man cannot even collect any dollars for after 30 years of a 400-year sentence. Yes, that's another one. But it was a younger guy. Well, he still looks fairly young. I think he may have went to prison in his late teens or something like that. So he may be like late 30s. I don't know. But he was just released as well. Yes, I'm just saying, Eva from America's Next Top Model and Real Housewives of Atlanta, she filed to divorce her husband on March 23rd. It was shocking to me as well. Very, very shocking. Yes, common sense. I'm shocked. Kathy, you put, if you notice these black, what's wrong with me? If you notice, these black actors and athletes get with the clear women and all of a sudden they get accused of something. I feel it's a conspiracy to bring them down to take their bag. Now, Kathy, is it a conspiracy for them to date these women, marry these women? I mean, it's not like people are sicking these women on them. They make a choice. And, now that has definitely happened in a lot of cases. Don't get me wrong. As far as when the relationship goes wrong, they do play the Karen role. But, we have to hold them accountable too. I don't think it's a conspiracy that they choose to date outside of their race. And then when something happens, they want their own race to rally behind them. Yeah, I don't agree with that. He was a boyfriend, yet every interview he stated he is single and not dating. Exclusive. See, I didn't hear any interviews where he said that. Yeah, Wylette, I don't think anyone knew, and we really wouldn't know. What? Derek and Monique from Love After Lockup? Oh my goodness, another story. That's terrible. Let me get on the shade. Well, I got the Shade Room page up. Now, I don't want to say this because that just may be wrong. But if it was Monique, how is that possible? Well, she is still a woman. So let me not even say that. I apologize. But she's bigger than him. I think she could handle him. But that's terrible if that happened. You hope it was Monique? Oh my goodness. I just read the last part. Well, show, style, and spirit, let's look at it both ways. Women are capable of cheating too. Now, I'm just trying to, give the benefit of the doubt. But yeah, it's definitely possible for sure. You never thought they were a good match, and her husband, you never thought they were good. I thought he was sweet, but something was always off. What? You thought he was sweet? I just looked at him, as a nice guy. I do follow them both on Instagram. He even posted today, and let me bring up my Instagram page. He posted the 3 kids today. Let me see. It's a shame, guys. I still have Vienna sausage in my search bar. So you guys remember we were searching for Vienna sausages and pickles. Why? Okay, so I'm going to try once again to share, and then we're going to drop the link. Let's see if it'll allow me to do it this way. Window. Ooh. Yep. So it let me share that. I don't know. Maybe I didn't. I guess I should have emailed the picture to myself. I did. Excuse me, guys. It's a crazy day. But here is the news of Eva and Michael. At the 5 years of marriage, their kids are adorable. And yeah, I'm just hoping that even, sometimes people just fall out of love. Sometimes, people go their separate ways. But I'm hoping that they can have a peaceful co-parenting relationship, because we see with Mel and with others that, if you don't try to keep things peaceful, what can happen? So let me just show you guys Mike's page real quick. I haven't seen anything from Eva. Did he? Okay. Let's see. All right. So if you guys can see, there are the beautiful babies. Those kids, they're just adorable. And he just put that, my babies, when the 1982 Cadillac pulled up. So he's showing his car in the background. And, it looks like they are at home, driveway, unless he has a separate residence already. So, I wish them well. Hopefully, if it's a done deal, it's a done deal. But if they can work on it with counseling and all of that, and maybe they try it, I'm not sure. Hopefully they can just be peaceful. But I'm going to drop the link and read some more comments. You guys feel free to hit the link and come up and join me. Let's chat about everything. And let me try to pin this. Okay, what am I on? So I can't pin it there. This is too much. I got too much going on. Hold on, guys. Let's see. So I'm going to go here. If you guys see the link, go ahead and click it. Thank you to the 620 people watching. We only have 353 likes. Guys, if you can please hit the like button for me, that would be great, because we're about to get into some things. Well, yeah, they did speak on, I don't want to say it. Maybe Eva has spoken on this before herself, but at one point she did mention that allegedly, let me say allegedly, that she was, bisexual at one time. So, I don't know. All right, and I do see some folks backstage. Pretty brown eyes, is this you? Pretty brown eyes. Oh no. Drop down and try again. Pink Diva. Hello.
Hi. Hey.
Hey, thank you for joining me. We got Cheryl Howard. Cheryl, is that you?
Hi, Mama. How you doing?
I'm good. Thanks for joining me, Cheryl.
You're welcome. Thank you. Thanks for having me up.
Not a problem. Renata, I do see you backstage. Says, do you want to keep your camera on? All right. And Renata, hello.
Hello, my darling.
Hi. Thanks for joining me. We got a couple more people. Simply Beautiful. Hello.
Hello.
Thanks for joining me, Simply Beautiful. And
No problem.
That's it for now. Before we get started, Renata, can I let you know that prayer is still on my mind?
Oh,
I know, right?
From the last live. Oh,
yes.
my goodness. Thank you again, sis. That was absolutely amazing. Do you hear me?
Thank you.
Amazing. So thank
Well
you.
deserved.
Thank you. And let me get Maritha up here. Maritha, is that you?
It's me.
Hey, Maritha.
Hello.
Hi, Maritha.
Looking gorge.
Hi, Maritha.
So
Hi,
Maritha. What? Thank you all for joining me. Now, where do we want to start? Let's start with, and it looks like Maritha, you may have just a little feedback. Let me mute you just to see if it's you. Nope. Maybe it was Simply Beautiful. Okay, whoever it was, it's done now. So cool. Okay, now it's back. Let me see. Okay. Well, where do you guys want to start? Let's start with the picture that Mel posted.
Okay.
Those kids are still with
Chit
Melody.
chat. You know what I want to know? Where is them kids?
Where them
They with
babies?
Melody.
Are the babies still with them kids, mama?
That's
Yeah.
what I want to know.
Yep.
Me too. So what do you think though, Renata? Do you think they are? Do you think they are back with him?
The reason why I might want to say she still got them is because they are so aware of what be going on in these YouTube streets.
Mm-hmm.
He would have posted to send a message to everybody that he has his kids and ain't nothing happened.
Mm-hmm.
She's gonna post something possibly today, tomorrow, something. I don't know. I just don't think he has them. My gut is telling me he does not have them kids.
Yes. And Pink Diva, you said the same.
Yes.
So good.
I honestly think Mel still have the kids because, well, I'm looking at Mel and her little subtle hints that she always gives. And when she posted that letter, for one, they were still there when she returned from her tour. And us knowing Martell, we know he would have been online already broadcasting the fact that he has the kids.
You are right.
Only to make a statement. And I don't think that he has those kids because he's just being too quiet. And I think that he's staying in the background because he's embarrassed because we know he doesn't. And if he does, I would be highly surprised. Yeah. And then I also took a deep dive into the photo that Mariah, Malia?
Malia, I believe.
Boss
Baby.
So I was looking at it, and when she said the best mom, and then I actually start to sympathize with the kids because I can only imagine as a kid what they've seen and what they've heard. And then for her to leave a message like that to her mom, even if they were with Martell, I could just only imagine how they just are not allowed to be kids when they're in his presence. It's like we have to act like robots almost. And we can't really, be kids without being threatened to be whooped or, whatever the case, or being questioned about what our mom is doing. I can just only imagine the breath of fresh air that those kids have to actually be able to breathe when they're with their mom. So I kind of, to me, you can almost kind of look at that like a cry for help, sort of. Like, she's the best mom. Like, I hear all of this negative stuff from my dad about my mom, but to me, she's the best mom. You know, so I kind of started looking at things a little different from the eyes of the kids.
Yeah. Great points. Great points.
I agree with everything you said.
I do too.
So do I.
With you. You know, like you said, it's so sad all the way around. And we've had a glimpse of Martell's parenting style, you know, just from videos that they uploaded before the show. We saw one where he was acting like he was going to give the kids a little spanking. This is when Mariah couldn't have been no more than 4 or 5 years old. And, you know, they were scared in the back of the car, you know. So I think that when they are with him, it's different. He's stricter, you know. And I just feel like with everything that these kids has gone through, they need a more relaxed atmosphere to grow up in. Just my personal opinion.
They really do. And then, right. No, I'm sorry. And then you just have to, just coming from a narcissist peer, because I've dealt with one. Unfortunately, they do use the kids. They utilize the kids to get back at the person that they're trying to get at. Unfortunately, the kids are the pawn. And they go through so much because they're constantly being questioned. They're constantly being threatened. Yes. And it's just horrible to be the kid of a narcissist. It's hard.
Yeah, I agree with you. I do. Cheryl Howard, what are your thoughts on it?
Hello, how you doing?
Hello.
Hello. Well, listen, I think she got the kids, and she's going to keep allegedly, and keep the kids. She's been posting a lot with the kid, you know, of the kids. He doesn't have the kids. I don't believe so, because Martell is violent. He's off the chain. Allegedly, allegedly, in my opinion. In my opinion, allegedly, he off the chain, and they're not safe with him. He has to go get help, and I mean, he has to go like inpatient, like he has to go and stay. He can't be walking the streets.
No, not stay impatient.
Stay or inpatient.
Inpatient and stay in there.
Inpatient. Cheryl said, "Don't even do the outpatient. You can't go home." Cheryl said,
"No,
you need to
he
stay.
Can't go home. He's not allowed to walk the streets. He cannot walk the streets. Period.
Period.
He's a menace to society. Period.
I feel
lock him up for a minute." Allegedly, in my opinion, lock him up for about a year or two. You know, feed him a little medication, a little bit allegedly, and then come out. He'll be a better man, hopefully, but I doubt it.
Yeah,
he's a narcissist. Can't change them.
Totally agree. And then let's see. Next up, let's get in order of how we are on the screen. Maritha, what's your thoughts?
Hey. Well, let's start with Martell first. Now, we know if Martell had the kids, he would have been posting, I got my kids, ain't nothing going on. Okay, everything I'm saying is allegedly and my opinion.
Thank you, Maritha.
We know that he would have been posting up about the kids. I got my kids, and would be saying something real slick out his mouth, like ain't nothing to see over here. What, you know, the typical Martell stuff. I believe something did happen while those kids are still with Mel. Because if anything happen, he would have those kids. So something happened in the court with about the kids. Now, as far as the little note that Boss Baby wrote, it's always a pick me up and something to make you feel good when your kids leave little notes like that. She's just let her mom know how much we appreciate you and we see you.
Yeah.
We see what you're doing, we see what you're trying to do.
Mhm.
Those kids needed structure. They have the structure when they're with their mom, and they even take it when they're with their dad. However, these kids, when they're with male, they are allowed to be children.
Yes.
They are allowed to run around and be happy and ask for apple juice and ask for
Yes.
ask for stuff and to behave like children.
Mhm.
You can't always be a drill sergeant with your kids,
Right.
because that will make your kids despise you. And those kids are just so happy that they don't have to go back and forth between their parents. They needed structure. Their mom is giving them something um, that they so needed. And Boss Baby, that was just her way of saying, "Ma, I see you, I appreciate you, and I love you." And
Yeah.
and it always feel good as a mom when you get something like that.
Mhm.
I
Mhm.
agree.
I totally agree, Marita. And I also think that Mel takes the time to talk to them. This is why I have to do this. This is why I have to go hard. And I think especially with three girls and with Tank, it's a great example to them early on in life. They've been through a lot. And even though we know that they're bright kids, they're still kids. But once they hit those teenage years and late teens, they're really going to see everything that their mom has done, even with what she went through. And I agree with you. Martell is just too strict. He lets it be known. I remember him saying, and this is when Mel first started talking about how Sugar Mama loves her apple juice. Well, I remember when he had that little barbecue or whatever, and he was like,
Mm-hmm.
we don't drink apple juice over here. It's water.
Right.
Just a mess. A mess. But I
Right.
agree. Next up, Simply Beautiful. And after Simply, we're going to go to Renata. What's your thoughts, Simply?
Um, I absolutely agree with what you just said. She takes the time out to talk to those babies. I
Mhm.
mean, the woman went on tour this past week and came home and immediately jumped back into I'm a mom. I'm going to be outside playing in the street with chalk with my kids. I'm going to take them out to lunch and we're going to talk and stuff. They know her, she knows them, and I think that's just how they are. I agree that Martell is too strict. I
Yeah.
watched him on live with them kids. And when he sat up there, and I'm going to say allegedly, but he was on live, and he basically threatened Sugar Mama with a belt because she didn't say no, sir. I said, sir, are you kidding me?
Mm-hmm.
He
Mm-hmm.
he also implied that Boss Baby, I know you guys remember when they was at that pumpkin patch and she called him ice cream boy. He
Mm-hmm.
implied that she got a spanking for that.
Mm-mm-mm. What
That
a
ba- she
shame.
was she had to be no more than 4 years old. And because she told the truth,
Yep.
you got mad because it made you look bad to the public. So you spanked your child for it.
Mm-hmm.
Even with Tank, he always threatened Tank. That is something he always does on live. He always threatens Tank. I'm a clothesline you. Let me get off live because Tank gonna do something to make me beat his butt. What?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's embarrassing. That you're basically messing with them mentally and you don't even know it.
Yeah.
And I'm starting to wonder, do they ever notice how he's not as strict on that boy as he is on them?
Mm-hmm. Oh, wait.
Because I
Oh, you
that
mean, okay. Okay, gotcha.
yeah, that whole situation in the park when he had them in the dark, in the cold, with no gloves on, no hats on, and
Mm.
that baby started crying for Mel, and he basically bent down to her eye level and said in her face, "No, ma'am." But when the little boy was in the car crying,
I thought he
all
said, okay. I thought he said
Yeah.
it to
He
the
didn't say
baby.
nothing bad that time, I don't think.
Right. He didn't say that Simply Beautiful. You talking
no,
about,
he said no. When the little girl, yes, she did. When
we
they were
talking
on the bridge, I
about,
remember the moment.
Wait a minute, you talking about Sugar Mama?
Yes, when they were walking across the bridge, she started crying and he bent down and said, "No, ma'am."
No, he said, okay, sweetheart.
No, no, no. Go back. You
I'm
got to go
telling
back and watch that live.
I know
I
you
am
understood.
telling you.
Anybody else hear him say that? Now, Renata, you said you heard something. What did you hear him say?
I heard him say what you said. He was actually quite endearing to her in that
He
in that
was
live.
simply
I was
beautiful.
shocked
No,
because
when no,
he kept
he
saying
when
be
she
your
said,
girl.
"I want my mommy,"
Yeah,
he
but he didn't
said,
say anything disrespectful.
That's what I'm talking about. When he said that, he said, okay, sweetheart.
"No,
That's
I'm talking about when they were walking across the bridge and she was crying." He bent down and said, "No, ma'am."
You talking about on a snow day?
Yeah,
Oh,
watch that
I
live
didn't hear that.
again.
I didn't hear that.
You got to watch
okay.
that live again. He bent down and said, "No, ma'am."
Okay, well, we're gonna have
Now
to
maybe he was saying that to her about the snow. Maybe
No,
I'm not
it was.
saying you're not
She
right.
started crying on
We
the
will watch it
bridge.
again. We will watch it again.
yeah, we'll watch it and revisit and come back. I'll put it
Chit
on
chat,
my
is there any way you
community.
can pull it up?
Where do
Here,
I
you
have
guys keep going, and I'll go watch it, and I'll tell you the pinpoint of where to go.
it? Okay, you
Okay,
gonna go watch
okay,
it now?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
okay.
I have it saved on my other phone. Okay, Simply Beautiful.
All right.
Okay, Renata, I remember it as you, but we'll get the other
Yeah,
ladies on the
because
panel.
maybe we missed something. We don't want to say wrong because maybe we
Yeah,
missed something.
yeah. So what's your thoughts on everything though? What's your thoughts on the post that Mel made today? I think you've already said you feel like the kids are still with her,
Yeah,
correct?
my gut is telling me, Chit Chat, that them kids are still there. And once I want to say this to you too, Chit Chat, when we finish off of this little subject, I want to see if you can go into, after we finish talk, everybody go and talk about this. Can we go into Melody's brother Marcus addressing the lady Peggy and Destiny?
Absolutely.
Okay,
Absolutely.
okay,
And I'll see if I can access that. If he posted that live to his Instagram page, I'll bring it up as well.
okay. Because who knew the lady was a fan of Melody's? That's amazing.
Yes, you didn't know that?
No, I didn't know.
Yeah, if you scroll down, all the way down on her,
Yeah, she definitely used to be.
yeah, she
Wow,
was a big male fan. If you only thing you
wow.
gotta do is scroll down on her page, and let me see if I can bring that up. So go ahead, finish talking, Renata, and I'll search for it real quick.
Yeah, but I just agree with all the ladies before. Y'all know my point. I was waiting on Monday. I was on watch on Monday because I was waiting to see if them kids got exchanged, got picked up by the old black Uber truck on after school. He ain't
Right.
posted nothing on the Instagrams, so that let me know right there. Mel
Yeah.
got them kids.
Yeah. I think
Mel,
so
something
too.
happened. Something happened. Whether they went to jail or not. See, he kept emphasizing. See, sometimes it's not what you say; it's what you're not saying. He kept emphasizing
Yes.
that he didn't get locked up, but you still probably allegedly went down there. They might not lock you up, but you went down there.
Yeah, and another thing that he emphasized during that live, and I know we've said this 1,000 times, and I will be getting my kids on
Yes,
Monday.
yes, he said it.
So that's what I can't get over. That was
Yes,
out
he
of his
said it.
own mouth, you know?
Yep.
So if they had okay, so I'm on
Okay.
since since Marcus called her out,
Uh-huh.
it looks like Miss Thing. Let me see. It looks like maybe she deleted some. Keep talking, Renata.
Okay.
Maybe
No,
it's just
chit
lag.
chat. You can let the next person go because you know my thoughts on that part. On
Okay.
the
Well, I
Well,
do.
I'm under the assumption we haven't seen or heard from Martell because he is embarrassed. If he could be embarrassed, is this is just a form of
Mhm.
shame for him because
Because
everything he said is being like, that's a lie, that's
Yeah.
a lie,
right.
that's a lie. And you know who he's doing it to himself. Not only he's doing it to himself, but his side piece is doing it too.
Right.
Because she get on live, and talk about everything is cool with them right now. Cause you notice she haven't been on live since they did the pickup with the little boy.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
They neither one of them have been on live, so she's good as long as Martell is, I like to say, suffering. She's
Okay.
cool with that.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
And he
Wow.
is suffering right now because he don't have his kids. Allegedly, in my opinion, he don't have his kids. He He trying to, he's trying to get male money. He can't get male money. And now he the co-grand marshal of another parade. He just can't get right.
Right.
Yeah, yeah. And I think coleslaw hasn't been on. And I agree, Maritha. I believe coleslaw hasn't been on because she probably had to take that rental back, so she can't floss on.
Right.
Oh Jesus.
She ain't rolling no more.
Not the
Exactly.
rental. Not the rental.
Exactly. She fronted a good 2-3 days. But I got a couple more people backstage. Give me 1 second. Red Ann, is that you?
It is.
All right. Now Cindy D. Cindy D. Cindy D, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Okay, I can hear you now. Thank you, ladies, for joining us. And Maritha, were you done with
Yeah, I'm ready to get on to what the other lady was talking about.
we gonna
Oh
get to
yeah.
Chit
it.
chat. Can I say one thing?
Yes, go
My
ahead.
right. My thing is, I think it's more than him being strict because now I'm hearing allegedly that he can't be around Coleslaw's daughter either. He can't be around. The father don't want him around her either.
Mm.
So this is more
Wow.
than him being strict. The father do not
Something
want her.
happened.
Something happened.
Yeah.
He don't want
Something
Paris.
happened.
He don't
Which
want
Well,
would
that
Paris
explain
allegedly.
her having to meet him with
Yeah,
that baby that
the,
day. Because
allegedly the
why didn't
father.
he come to the house to pick him up?
Yeah, allegedly the father does not want Paris around Martell. So
wow.
this is worse than strict. This ain't about
Yeah.
Martell being strict. It's possibly that he thinks he's dangerous or something. I don't know.
But you
Mm.
Allegedly.
know what? I think with that allegedly, in my opinion,
Yeah.
that that little girl dad know that little girl has seen too much,
Yep.
Yep.
and her behavior has began to change, and he don't like the way her upbringing, the way she's been brought up, and the things that she's seen, and the things that she's heard, and then fighting in front of kids and stuff like that. It
Let
just may be a tad bit too much, allegedly, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
And not only that, her dad, I'm sure, has seen those lives that Ariane has been doing as well. So he can see, and she's constantly calling, Parrish, do this, Parrish, do that. I'm quite sure he's seen those videos of how she carries out
yeah.
and don't want his daughter in that environment.
And
Right. Now
Ariana and Martell
I do
fighting.
follow I follow the dad on Instagram as well as his wife. Real quickly, Clarissa, let me add Clarissa and I'll finish that little statement.
Hey,
Clarissa, is
chit
that
chat.
you, Clarissa?
Yes.
Hello, hello. And ladies, if you aren't talking, if you can mute, there is feedback, not sure from where. But yeah, I follow the husband and the wife. Beautiful looking couple. Um, the wife does follow Coleslaw on Instagram, so they have a cordial relationship. Um,
Mhm.
when they had Paris's birthday, all of them were there together. So, but I agree that they know what's going on. They see like we see, and I haven't checked to see if the wife is still following her, but I will. Um, yeah, it's a mess. And if the dad, if all of this did happen, allegedly, then rightfully so, he should step up with demands as far as his child, or he should get his child. One or the other. You got, those are the only options. Keep my child away from that mess. Keep her off your live videos, all of the above, or I'm gonna file to get my daughter. That baby has heard a lot. And the way Ariane normalizes when she was still cheating with Martell when he was married in front of that little girl with who's that? Simply okay, that's you.
Oh, my fault. My fault.
Okay. Yeah, the way that she talks on live, or used to, I should say, it was ridiculous. She's exposed that girl to a lot, a lot. So yeah, hopefully something is being done if something has happened. Now, guys, real quickly, and we'll get on Marcus's page next. But it looks like the creator of the fan page has removed Male. Now, when I saw her page, when everything jumped off as far as what she was saying on Facebook, all the way down here at the bottom was male, 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 male. So she was a big fan. But if you guys can see now that I'm scrolling up, you don't see any posts with, here's one. Okay, here's a couple more. So let's see. Beautiful ladies. I enjoyed the show Behind Every Man too. Okay, so she still does have a few.
Hey, Chit Chat.
Yes.
I found the video.
And
it's at the 7-minute 15. Should I post the link?
no, is it on somebody else's YouTube page?
Yeah, it is.
No, I don't want to do that. Play it. Just play it through your phone.
It's on another phone, and this one sucks because I was still up here with you guys.
Okay, no problem. Oh, you're on your phone, so you can't play it. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yep.
bummer. What's the YouTube page?
Her name is Katie B.
Katie.
And she posts all the lives and stuff.
Okay.
Okay. Is it K-A-D-I? Wait, Katie.
K-H-A-D-I-B. Katie B.
All right. And what's the name of the live? Let me search that way. What's the exact
It says
name?
Martell Holt Christmas Live with Kids.
Okay. Let me search. Uh-oh. Okay. Let's see. All right. I got it. And it's at what minute mark?
Go to 7:20. 7 minutes and 20 seconds.
All right. I am at 7. We'll start at 7 minutes. All right, let me turn up the volume on this one. I hope it doesn't give us any feedback, but let's take a listen, guys.
Okay, I'll mute while you.
Okay, and let me make sure I got everybody up. Okay, so I got everybody up, and let me go here. All right, here we go.
This is our water, and this bridge has been here since I was a little boy. Since I was Melania's age, down there whining. My mom used to bring me down here.
Okay, so Simply Beautiful. All right, I'm gonna play it again, but the way I just listened, it's like he was saying no ma'am to one of the other kids. When he was just talking to Sugar Mama, he was saying, give me 1 second. He was saying, it's okay, I'll warm your hands up and all of that. We got to remember, because even in the live, he turned around and said no ma'am. But let's take a listen again, and then we all will discuss. Give me 1 second. Okay, I may have went back. Just hold on, guys. You guys can hear it okay?
And this bridge has been here since I was a little boy. Since I was Melania's age, down there whining. My mom used to bring me down here.
Now, to me.
Hey, guys. Okay, baby. I'll be alone. Okay? Just hold it.
Okay, now did you hear that Simply Beautiful? She said, Daddy, I want mommy. And he said, okay, baby.
And he said, I'll warm them up for you.
I'll warm them up. Yeah.
But I'm talking about before. He only said that because she said she wanted her mother.
But you got to remember Simply Beautiful. And everybody in the chat, please make sure to go look at it. I'll actually share this video on my community wall. You have
I'll
to
look at it again.
Remember that there's more kids there. And just from me looking at this, he was talking to either Boss Baby or I think it was Boss Baby or Mariah.
Yeah. He was talking to Sugar Mama. When she started crying, he put the phone away and he turned around and went down.
California, never been in Alabama.
I'm gonna get one.
If I remember correctly, sorry to cut in, but I remember watching that live, and I thought somebody was playing on. They were playing on something or running across something when he
They
said
were
that.
going close
But
to the
I'm
water.
not sure. I'm not sure.
They
I'm
were
sorry. I
going
didn't mean
close
to
to the
jump in.
water. They were going
Right.
close to the
And
water.
that's what he said.
They
No,
will,
ma'am.
at this moment, they were walking across the bridge.
I'm looking at it. Hold on. I'm looking again. I wish I could share it.
My mom used to bring me down here.
Walking over the bridge. He just bent down to Sugar Mama. Hold on.
Hey guys, okay, baby, I'll warm them up.
Daddy, I want mommy. He said,
Yep.
okay, baby, I'll warm him up.
That's what he said.
When he's saying no, ma'am, he's talking about something totally different. He
I
turns
don't
his
agree.
head and looks behind him. Listen.
Okay, we'll just agree to disagree. Okay.
Hey, baby.
Yeah, I mean, you know, and we definitely don't have to make a debate
Right.
out of it. But yeah, you know, different interpretations. Like I said, I will share this. Actually, what page am I on? Hold on, share. Well, I'll do it when I get off. But
Okay.
yeah, go to KHADIB or just search exactly what Simply Beautiful said. Martell Holt Christmas Live with the Kids. And I see it differently, Simply Beautiful. So we just gonna have to agree to disagree on that one.
Okay.
Who else came up? Red Ann. You know, I had a question for you, Red Ann. Thank you for joining me. Cindy D, thank you for joining me. And Clarissa, 854 watching. Thank you guys so much. Red Ann, is there a store in Huntsville called the Academy?
It is. It's Academy Sports. Out. I think it's it's almost like a Dick's Sporting Good type of store.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, because that's where they were saying that Martell was spotted with the kids. I think like last Friday or whatever. But what's your thoughts on what we've been discussing, Red Ann? And then I'm sorry, real quickly, Renata, what did you mention that you wanted us to discuss next? Or Maritha? After Red Ann. Renata, do you remember, or Maritha, our next topic?
Mm.
Maritha, you just went over there, girl. It was
What Maritha
Martin.
doing?
It was Martin.
It'll come back. I'm pretty sure
No,
it'll
it's the
come back.
Peggy. We wanted
I
to talk
got
It's
it.
about
Oh
Peggy and Mel.
that.
about
Right,
the
it was
Marcus and
Martin.
Peggy addressing
Right.
Marcus addressing
Yeah,
Peggy
Marcus.
and
Marcus
Destiny.
this and yeah.
Okay. All right. I want to let Red Ann, Cindy D, and Clarissa chime in real quickly, and I'm going to bring up that live. Red Ann, what do you think about the events that's been going on?
I think it's unfortunate for the kids because with kids always want to please their parents. They don't want to upset one over the other.
Mm-hmm.
So they go through a lot. And if you've never been a child in the middle of two parents divorcing, you can only speculate what they're going through, but you absolutely have no idea what they're going through. It just
Mm-hmm.
emotionally changes who they are. And you
Right.
think that you're protecting them, sometimes by telling them, oh, go in another room or that type of thing. But in reality, they have ears. They may not be able to see it, but they can definitely hear it and they will remember it. And kids tend to think that they're the reason, for the parents divorcing, for the parents fighting. So, yeah, Mel, what she's doing is consistently talking to the kids, allowing them to feel freely to express what's on their mind. Definitely helps them, to get it out and not keep it bottled up. Um, I just, I have to continue to pray for those children and their emotional well-being because it's hard. It is really hard.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It is, and it's sad. And I just hope that, I think as long as they got their mom in her life, which she will always be, that, she'll be able to like decompress. But that's hard, because you go from her way of parenting to his, then back and
Mm-hmm.
forth, then back. That's a
Mm-hmm.
lot. It really is.
It is. And like I said previously before, as long as she keeps quiet and just not say anything negative about him, the children will grow up and they will be able to see.
Absolutely.
And they will have questions and they will hold him accountable to answer those questions.
Mm-hmm.
So, um, yeah, I mean, that will always happen. That
Yeah.
will always happen as long as you want to drag the other parent to the children. You will never ever win in that, ever.
Yeah. I agree with you for
Yeah.
sure.
Yes.
Cindy D, you're up next.
Hello. I just want
Hello.
to say I'm in the class Mel's class, and
Oh,
I think that I kind of think that the kids are with Marty Mar.
okay.
Yeah, I hope not, but during the class she was just saying how busy she was and how she got back from the tour and everything, and then she said she referred to the kids and she said, "Well, now they're gone." And
Mm,
that made me think that, okay, it's Monday night and they're with Marty Marr.
okay.
Yeah, so I hope that's not the case. I hope they're with their mama, but I really do think that they're with Martell.
That's the case.
Yeah,
Well,
and
that
then,
could be some exclusive information.
yeah,
Cindy. When I first read, and I'm just going to be honest, when I first read her post, that's what I thought she was saying when they left, like going back to him. But like I said, I think a lot of us want what we want. We want to believe that they're
right.
with her so they can have some peace and normalcy. But yeah.
Yeah,
Ooh,
my heart like sank when she said that, and I was just like, "Okay, pay attention to class." But I was like, "What does she mean? What does she mean they're gone?" Like, I
yeah.
felt bad, and then I feel like she was also giving a hint on her live at one point when she said, "Oh, I have the kids. I get my kids every other week."
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
when she said that, I just felt like that was another hint that she was giving. You know how she, makes us read between the lines. So with all of that, I just think that they're with Martell.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
All
all I wanted to
right. Well,
say.
all right. Well, thank you for that. And you're welcome to stay if you like on the panel. Again, this is all alleged both ways.
Yes.
But thank you. Time will tell either way. And we all just want the best for the
Yeah.
kids,
But
even
you
with him.
But chit chat, I think for most of us, probably all of us, we don't really have we don't, of course, Martell's the father and we want him to be in their life. The problem why we want Melody to get the kids is because we feel like if she get the kids, then she get to be free from him. But if he was a normal acting father, this wouldn't even be a discussion.
At all. At all.
But he using the kids to get at her,
Mm-hmm.
and he
Yeah.
won't stop.
Yep. I agree with you. I agree. Here for the tea. Thank you so much. Here for hot tea. Thank you so much for joining me. Hey, Keontae. Yeah, I guess time will tell.
Yeah.
You know, Clarissa, your thoughts before we move on to Marcus. And
Hey, so I'm gonna play devil's advocate here, y'all. I come from a different kind of perspective and co-parenting.
mm-hmm,
Um, and I do my kids have multiple fathers. So one of the things I wanted to point out is that kind of has been kind of bothering me just a little bit lately is kind of listen. And this is not on your panel or any of you guys. I mean, like in general, kind of watching the flow of stuff. Is there seems to be a lot of people who seem to kind of take a little bit of pleasure in potentially Martell not having custody of the kids or potentially not being around the kids. And that's something that I find interesting because no matter what Mel says or does, she always seems to allude to the fact that like she is completely comfortable with sharing her children because she does think that he's a good father. she just doesn't like the antics that come around, you know, the extra antics that come with that. And so I think that for some reason, there's some kind of negative aspect as far as like, because of his behavior and the things that he does. And something I just wanted to remind people of is like, you know, if you procreate with radio, that's just who you procreate with. You stuck with dealing with, you know, what's going on. And so I just wanted to point out that although things seem kind of, ooh, this is terrible, this is bad, y'all got to give credit to the fact that them are some pretty well-adjusted kids. I grew up in a very traumatic childhood, and I would say that I do believe her kids are very well-adjusted. She is giving them and pouring into them when she has them, and she's, you know, kind of making up for that. And so I understand that, like, people are very, you know, like, oh my goodness, you know, he's this bad person. But at the end of the day, he is their father, and short of him not feeding them or something, there's really very little that's going to, you know, really separate him from them kids. And so I think that, you know, it'd be nice to see people kind of hoping and taking pleasure in maybe him getting parenting classes or him getting some type of help for himself to be a better parent. And so I'm not, and I don't mean this to be in a negative way, because I definitely don't mean it like that. I just mean that, you know, it's interesting to watch the dynamic of like, we really want Black families, we really support Black families. Black families are not always just two-parent households. We have to acknowledge that sometimes it is two parents who live in a different home and are trying to, you know, make the best of it. And sometimes when you co-parenting with radio, allegedly, you may not necessarily have those same results. And so that's all I wanted to say, because I do think that Mel does such a good job as far as like, I just feel like her kids from the outside, they do seem really well adjusted, y'all, for everything they're going
Can
through
I
with
ask you a
cameras.
question?
Wait, give
Yes,
me
go ahead.
Can
I'm
I ask you
sorry.
a question?
Renata, give me 1 second. Stay up
Okay.
here, Clarissa, and I do respect your opinion. Now, you know, like you said, maybe it wasn't this panel. The overwhelming opinion, people and their opinion may feel that way. I do think that there's been things that's been done and said that would warrant those opinions from people. I agree with you. I always said I'm not advocating for him to lose his kids. A lot of people say that. But we do want him, from what we see, to get help. Now, as far as them being well adjusted, that's only an opinion, because we don't see them interacting, and we don't see them enough to be able to say that. Are they well mannered? Absolutely. Do I think their mom has their best interests at heart at all times? Absolutely. Do I think their dad does? Absolutely not. Now, he may have their best interest, in my opinion only, he may have their best interests at heart, let's say 70% of the time. We can't ignore the 30. And if something happened, allegedly, then I don't agree that just because they're fed, they should be in his care, or just because of this. No, you're right. You're absolutely right. Mel has said from the start, he's a good dad. She don't want to take those kids away from their father, but we can't forget that just last year, she had to do just that because of an alleged incident against one of the kids. 56 days. So allegedly, if something happened this time, look, he has to get himself together. I don't think that people, I've said this, and some of my subscribers will chew me out. I don't wish any harm on Martell. I don't wish him any downfall, none of that. I want him to go out here and be great for his kids. He got 4 with her and another one that he created. But I totally get what you're saying. I just don't think that the opinions, the harshness, and all of that is unwarranted. Just my opinion. But
Well, and to my point, was, I was just going to try to say was that at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? Like, no matter what happens, like, I think part of the problem that the public has accepting is that he's a trash person. Like, no matter how you dress him up, no matter what you deal with, he's a trash person. He's going to do things that are trash. It's his character. And so I found it interesting that it seemed like a lot of disappointment from women who really have put him on a pedestal in a way that I thought was very interesting. And I will agree with you, Chit Chat. I will say this one thing, that straight up, Martell only has his children's best interest at heart when it aligns with himself. And so, you know, that's, you know.
Yeah, and I think you're saying the same thing that the majority of us are saying somebody is, please have an echo, eating potato chips or I don't know who. I think you're saying the same thing that the majority is saying. You're just saying it in a different way. I get it. We didn't want the family to break up in the first place. You know what I mean? A lot of us were willing to do, not to the extent that his wife did, but a lot of us was willing to give this brother another chance because his wife loved him enough to continue on and try to give him a chance after what we witnessed on TV and social media. A lot of us was rallying for their marriage. That picnic scene with those kids, sitting down with Martell and Mel, still heartbreaking. I still remember it. So, not only were people wishing the best for Martell then, it's a lot that still wish the best for him now. But he has to get himself together. Nothing that
And
this man is doing.
I meant to say to you too
about
the well-adjusted comment. What I wanted to say to you too about the well-adjusted comment was, here's what I meant in context. So a lot of people were kind of critical of the fact that, like, they felt like, at least I could see they're like, oh, I can't believe she told the kids the truth. And from a personal point of view, I've noticed and I've seen this in messy situations. There are adults who will run up to your children and tell them things or put things into their head, so they are the first one to tell them. So I always thought that Mel told her children before the world could tell them. She always is that's what I meant by well-adjusted. She is honest with them so that nobody else is. And I say that because I've had a niece who found out her father wasn't her father because somebody came up to her and told her, because it was not something that was discussed to her. And so I feel like they're in this arena where I do think they do a good job of being honest with them. So I probably could have explained that better. I think Mel does. I apologize. I do believe that Mel does in the context that she can. I believe that she tries to control the information coming out, and that's why when she said she wanted to be there when he told them about the new baby, it had nothing to do with her wanting to be in control. She wanted them to feel okay about it. And so the fact that he doesn't see little things like that is like, she has to parent well, regardless of what Martell does. She has to parent really well, and she has to make sure those kids are really good on her end because she knows that he's trash. And so she kind of always is picking up for what he does, but in a way that she carries it. You know what I mean? You don't see it. And so she don't get the credit for making her Black family successful, even if it doesn't look the way other people do. And so that's my point. Sorry, y'all.
I would like to say this.
I'm sorry. Okay, yes. Give me one quick second before I forget this. You're saying exactly what we're saying. Speaking from this panel, this chat, that's exactly what we said. She makes you appear this way, do this, do that for the best interest of her children. But I just don't think that just because of the percentage of families being Martell should have thought about that before he caused all of this. But great perspective. And I'm sorry, who did I cut off?
Well, I had a question before. I'm sorry, baby, for cutting you. I just had a quick. Well, you go ahead. I don't want to be rude.
No. Go ahead.
Sure. Just a quick question to my beautiful sister who was just talking. When you said and I know what you meant, and I mean no harm and disrespect to you because I know exactly what you mean about the family staying together. Mm-hmm. But saying he's a good father, and I'm not saying that he's not, as far as like maybe you saying like clothing and feeding him, but does it make him a good father when he tears down his kid's mother the way that he does?
Yes.
Exactly.
That's the problem that we have. We don't have a problem with it. Oh, go ahead.
That's tough because like I guess I'm trying to put it. I guess I'm always trying to look at it from a perspective of
And I love your thought process too.
I'm sorry, y'all. I apologize. I try to look at it from the perspective of kids, and I'm saying this because I've had a child who came to me later in life and is like, man, the way you really handled this stuff and the way that I see my friends, are telling me how it happens, and they're like, that's interesting. I can't believe that happened. And so for me, I was always thinking of it in that way, like, how do the kids, view it? Because here's the thing, like, y'all all know this, we say this, we all have had somebody in our life that is complete trash. And because of who they are, that doesn't seem to dilute the person's value to that person. And so I think Mel does a good job of, although she does know those situations are going on, I don't think she devalues him to those kids the way he does to her. And I'm not, and so I don't, you know, it's hard in context. I'm terrible at kind of explaining myself. So I'm sorry, y'all, if I'm going in circles.
That's
No,
okay.
you're not.
No, but what
really,
I think you're trying to say is, and I haven't seen this out of Mel or anybody that's been in my chat or panel. I don't think that anybody has said, and again, maybe you saw somewhere else, that Mel is telling these kids everything that Martell is doing to turn them against their dad. Is that what you meant?
No, Martell, when he originally released those videos where he was kind of questioning the children, when he released those videos, he tried to insinuate that, how dare this woman tell my kids what actually happened? How dare the mother of them tell them, hey, this is what happened? And I felt like 100% that he did not understand that your ex-wife, the mother of your child, is protecting your kids from somebody at the nail salon walking up to them and saying something to them. And so every opportunity where she is protecting the kids or she's doing something, he finds a way to try to devalue something that she's doing. And so for someone who's so devalued, she sure doesn't do it to the other person. And so it's, you know, and so I'm not saying that, you know, because he pays child support or because a father does this, that, you know, time makes you a good father. I'm just saying that, like, I think from what I noticed, and I've seen women say this, I'm not meaning like in our panel, I just have been, it was concerning to me because it was like, oh, well, you know, he's still a dad, he still needs this. Like, this is a trash person. So you're going to have to deal with him where he at. I believe, short of getting another court order, I think she's doing everything she can to parent with him within the guidelines of keeping her kids safe. You know what I'm saying?
And I will say this as a mother that has went through exactly what Mel is going through.
I'm sorry for you.
No,
I'm so sorry.
Yes.
No. It's quite all right. I promise you. But Mel, you have to get to a point where he will not put those children's feelings and their interest above his own. If Mel continues to deal with him and he has that approach, it will always be hell for her.
Exactly.
Always hell for her.
Exactly.
She can do everything the right way. Everything the right way. Not talk bad about the father, encourage them to talk to him. But as long as he has that anger and that hatred in his heart, she will never be able to do anything right in that man's eyes.
Mm-hmm.
She will never be able to do anything right in that man's eyes. And the sad thing is, he has daughters. He has daughters, and he also has a young king coming up, a young prince. If you do not show those young ladies, his little girls, how a man is supposed to treat a woman,
Hallelujah.
they are failed to find someone just like their father.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Yes, ma'am.
And their mother, I'm
and
telling
that
you, if you
son,
can't tell me that woman didn't show them girls though, she laced them Nikes up and she left that man so quick. So when I tell you that woman showing them girls and Tank as well, man, that's an amazing point you made.
She absolutely is. And she's also showing her son how to treat a woman.
Amen.
This
Thank
is
you.
not how you are supposed to treat someone that you love.
Thank you.
And them kids gonna get teenagers,
They
and
are.
they're gonna see,
Absolutely.
they're gonna learn everything that he has done.
Absolutely.
And one day he's gonna answer to them kids for what he said
Exactly.
about their mother.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Exactly.
You are
Because my
absolutely
Well,
son,
right.
I think one of the things that's more alarming is the recordings that old girl keep coming. Sorry, my baby shaking stuff in the background. That those recordings, if anything's gonna be damning, it ain't even gonna be his own stuff. It's gonna be that stuff that girl then put out.
oh yeah,
That it's gonna be the most damning thing. It's never gonna be nothing that he said, because that woman's ideation and her the way that she views her and mimics her and stuff, them kids are gonna be like, what kind of Yolanda Saldivar stuff is this? This is some crazy mess.
Yeah. They have a mountain of evidence when it comes to her with what Coleslaw.
But don't you think it's him though? Don't you think it's when she talks? Y'all don't hear him when she talks.
Yes, they act just alike.
Yeah.
He lays the groundwork for anyone to disrespect the mother of his children.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At some point, you have to suck it up and look at this woman and say, we have created 4 beautiful children. You have done a phenomenal job with our children.
Mm.
And you have to protect her. Just because you two aren't together anymore, you can still protect her. Because when you protect her, you're protecting your children.
You can't
You talking right.
You can't
You
trust
talking right.
Martell.
Because my son's father, you do something, we ain't together, nothing like that. But he sure ain't gonna let you do nothing to me. And he'll tell somebody real quick, that's my son's mother. You gotta back up off that.
Right. And
It's
that's
maturity.
That ain't what's happening.
Let me let the ladies up real quick, guys. Maritha, is this you?
Yes, ma'am. It's me.
All right. And Hannah Grace.
Hello.
Hannah.
How y'all doing?
Hi, Hannah.
Yes.
It's about maturity. It's about maturity. Realizing that the marriage is over with. It didn't work. Accept the damage that you caused. Accept it.
Yeah.
And once you accept it, you can fix it. And I'm not saying fix the marriage. You can fix the broken relationship. You don't have to be buddy, with your ex-wife, but you do have to respect her.
Right.
That's the mother of your children. You do have to have a good co-parenting relationship with the mother of your children.
But he's
Stop
jealous
going
of her.
around
But
town
he's
acting a fool
jealous of
and
her.
that man.
dragging her.
One at a
Stop
time.
that. Stop running around town dragging her like she's nothing. You laid down with this woman and created children with this woman.
That's true.
And as soon as he
It's true.
realizes that and starts showing the world that, people will look at this man in a different way.
In a different way. And when he had that opportunity to do that, Red Ann, and then I am going to allow, we got everybody on the panel, Hannah Grace and then Maritha, and then we'll get to the Destiny and Marcus situation. But he had every opportunity to change things around with that Destiny trip.
Yes.
That was an olive branch that Mel extended to him for the purpose of successful, peaceful co-parenting.
Absolutely.
And I thought that was a very big step that she took. And when that episode came on, naturally, you got the fans that wanted them back together. Oh my God, Mel and Martell. That was going on. People like myself were saying, stay on this path, Martell, all in his comments. This is what we want to see. You guys shouldn't be going back and forth and all of that. So a week or 2 later, that's when all of that went on Instagram and all of that. So Martell is the root, and I wanted to read Courtney's comment. She put, I think everyone wants to have both parents, but he is still responsible and accountable for his behavior. That's correct. It. That's all.
Well, but he's never been held accountable for his behavior. Martell has, if you really look at it, his mother, everybody around him, when have you ever seen him be held accountable for anything? He never has any accountability.
Right. But Clarissa, I'm a little confused. Give me 1 second. Renata, is this you?
Yes, ma'am. I got kicked out by mistake.
No problem. I wonder who dropped down. Clarissa, I'm just a little confused because when you started off, and great segue into this topic. Thank you. But when you started off, you were saying that basically, I took it like you were saying that people were too mean to Martell, or people need to realize that he's the kid's father and all of that. And then it's swinging right back around to what we're saying as well.
No, I think I didn't do a good job. My point was saying that no matter what happens in the situation, because of who Martell is, she cannot match that energy. Like that, I mean, like I just think too much energy is spent on like, oh well, if he changes, then this will change, and if he does this, things will be different. She just got to keep moving forward without, because he's gonna always do this controlling kind of behavior and try to control the co-parenting situation.
Absolutely.
She has to skip over that, and everybody has to stop trying to expect more from Martell. He is who he is. Like, and I just see women who are like, oh my God, and this, and it's like, y'all, we just gotta accept that's who he is. So
okay, I mean, well, thanks for clarifying it that way, because like I said, when you said it initially, I took it a whole different way. And
yeah, so did I.
Yeah. I agree now.
No, I totally meant it as like, like I said, like I'm not saying I can't.
You don't want to continue to hear the conversation of.
Well, I would never go back and be like, oh my God, this kid, the man I had kids with is this. That's who he is. It's too late to be like upset about, you know what I'm saying? And I think she's done a good job of, but people just seem to have a hard time accepting that it's okay to, yes, that's who he is, but she don't have to, you know what I'm saying? She don't have to feed into that. And I think that's a lot of people don't see the drama going back and forth, and they kind of, and the women just aren't as supportive. I just thought I would see more women being supportive, and I was just kind of surprised when I see the negative stuff. It was really, I was just surprised by that, is all.
Okay, because you did mention that you've seen this and it wasn't on this channel, but was it on YouTube channels that you see that the majority, or are you talking like the Facebook groups? Because
it's like on Facebook and Twitter, like something that's really interesting to me is like there were people who I would see in these Facebook groups, and I've seen them for a while, and they used to like Mel, and then all of a sudden it's like people started turning on her, and it's weird because it's coming from women. And they keep expecting her to accept all these things. And it's like, nah, he trash. Keep it moving. But they want her to like go and pick up his trash every week and be the garbage man. She doesn't need to be the garbage man. She's done with him.
We're definitely on the same page now.
Facebook.
Yeah, we understand you now.
Facebook. Yeah.
Some of those Facebook pages, groups, I go in and go right back out.
Exactly.
Correct.
Oh no, I had to leave them Facebook groups, girl. They turn into like that. When you think there's a beehive, like it's the opposite. There are people who literally wake up and are like, oh, I don't like Mel, so I'm just like, how do you wake up every day like mad at this woman for breathing?
Crazy.
Like that is some
my purpose of being there is for tea, but like I said, the groups that you're talking about, I believe that I know, excuse me, I don't drop down in any of the groups, but yeah, I get it. And thank you so much, Clarissa. Please stay up if you like. I'm looking at a phone call coming in from China. Who is that? From China, like the orange man said. But thank you for that. Now, real quickly, since Hannah is the only one that hasn't touched on anything and just joined us, Hannah, what's your thoughts on what we are discussing tonight?
Hello, QT panel and guests. I'm sorry, I had to jump in, and maybe I misunderstood what Clarissa said when she said that Martell was a good dad. So, and that's the only reason. That's one of the reasons I had to jump in, because I studied the question. I thought about the question. I mean, not the comment, but Martell. I mean, not just tonight. Period. Martell is not a good father. Period. And there's so much evidence that we have.
0%, Hannah, 0%.
Well, you know what? I see it like this. Now, he does some good things with the kids. I'm not going to take that away from him. But one of the main things that he did not do was, in my opinion, was protect his family. That is the greatest fault that I find in him, because he had every opportunity to protect his family from coleslaw and from himself. And I know people don't agree with that, but he let that girl go too far. He could have put her in her place, but he chose not to. And so that to me was, he crossed too many boundaries there. Now, I think that he's a fraud. He is a flat out fraud. And the reason I'm saying that is because at first Mel took the kids. Then once he found out she wasn't coming back, then he wants full custody of the kids. She said, I'm fine with shared custody. Now you want full custody. But to me, that's another stack against him because he wanted to hurt this woman by any means necessary. And that again, it goes to his character. And then not only did he call his ex-wife out of her name, he called the mother of his 5th child a peasant. And he also called her names too. He gets away with too much. He doesn't care. He has no character. His moral compass is just totally off. So being a good father, no, I don't think so. He got a lot of work to do, a whole lot of work to do. He's not even a good person, if you ask me. He sits there and then just this recent clip, he said that he not seeing anybody seriously. Okay, why don't you tell those women that think that you are seeing them seriously that instead of fooling around, fooling people and frauding people? It's crazy. And like I said, he is a bad example to me as a father. When you, again, I'm not going to get into it as far as the kids. We all see what's going on. And he puts that stuff out on social media so people can have something to talk about because he's trying to get at his ex-wife. Instead of leaving, it's certain things he should not be putting on video because he know people are going to talk about it. And I think you were wrong, Simply Beautiful, because we listened to it and he, I listened over and over again. But I get what you're saying. Even with him saying she whining, you shouldn't say that. That girl was cold. And you talking about she down here whining. Stupid stuff like that causes every little inch he takes or one step forward positively that he takes about 20 or 30 backwards. So that's why he's still in the same position or worse off than he was 3 years ago, because he keeps on making grave mistakes. As a man, you are a man, a 30-something-year-old man. You're supposed to be an example, and you're not.
40-something.
No, I'm sorry, 40-something years old, and you're not. You are. Oh, he's disgusting to me. I'm sorry, y'all. But
I'm right there with you, Hannah.
Hannah, he got up under your skin, Hannah. Hannah, he under your skin.
I want to ask Hannah something. I think we got into a little debate about that before. But real quickly, Tanya Russell, thank you so much for the super sticker. I appreciate you. Anonymous, welcome to the panel.
Hello, lovely.
Hannah, I know we got into a little debate about this before. Lord, I'm scared to ask you.
No, come on now. Come on.
Is there any chance of redemption for Martell? Do you think that? It's a two-parter. And I get everybody's personal concerns. We definitely never want any harm to come the kids' way or anything. I understand his history and all of that. First part, do you see or do you think it's possible for any redemption or grace for Martell? Second parter, do you think that Martell was more of a bad husband than he was a bad father? And before you give me your answer, let me say my little disclaimer when it comes to that. It runs hand in hand for me. Because if you were a great dad, you wouldn't have done the things that you did to hurt your family. But if we're being honest, that happens a lot in a lot of cases. So I get that part. Naturally, you shouldn't have stepped out. You shouldn't have been with this girl. You shouldn't have got her pregnant. You shouldn't have. All of that is valid. But does that play more into him not being a great husband and keeping his family together? What's your thoughts, Hannah? Oh, my goodness.
Okay. As far as grace and redemption, okay, like I've heard people on just a few minutes ago say that at first they would, maybe not this one, but they were saying that they wanted him to change. I think that was you, QT. We wanted Martell and Melody back together.
Yeah, I did say that.
You did.
Wait. Because I got to clarify that part before you continue, Hannah. I didn't personally say that. What I said was when they showed that episode in Destin, a lot of people on social media, if you were on Twitter, it was on fire. I'm talking about live while the episode was showing and all of that. Then they jumped into his comment section on Instagram. It's a lot of people that still, and we know what Mel went through. We also have to take into account there's a different audience that don't even know about YouTube. So all they know is this was this couple that was together and they loved them together. Then they saw a little glimpse of that happening. That was not my personal opinion. I wanted them just to be peaceful and co-parent. But go ahead, Hannah.
Okay. Yeah, I was talking about after they reconciled and Melody got pregnant with the baby. And then they were trying to reconcile. So we thought that, okay, there was some redemption. And then when he talked to Melody's brother, he said, oh, I would never do your sister like that again. Okay. Now, when you look at those patterns like that, at this point, if Martell, because of the patterns that we see, and every time he stick his head back out, he's doing something. As far as redemption, at this point, I don't see it. Grace, no, you cannot give people grace to continue to use it against you, because you're going to keep on giving them grace, and they're going to have you in the dump. They're going to have you in the dirt crying. And just like Melody said, emotional roller coaster. She has no grace for him. I say it like this. She gave him grace. And if he take it and accept it, then she did it. But how can you continue to give it to him when he continues to use it against you? And I will say this. One thing I do say this. I do not play with Satan and the devil. You are not going to catch me trying to be nice to him. I'm not going to do it, because it's going to be detrimental to you. And when I look at Martell as a person, that's who I see. Evilness. I'm sorry.
I agree. I agree.
Opinion on that.
I agree.
I respect your opinion, Hannah, and I agree. My question was to you, and you answered it loud and clear. But I wasn't saying that Mel needs to show him grace or favor or anything like that.
Okay. For me, yeah. Now, I wanted to answer that last part of your question too, but I can't.
All people, I'm sorry about that, but I think all people at some point, as long as they're doing the work, as long as they're changing, and this is not Martell in this current state, but let's say he does do the work. Let's say he starts going to therapy. Let's say he doesn't show any signs of disrespect towards Mel or anything in the future.
Mm-hmm. Okay, then he will. That's what I'm talking about. You could give it to him. Yes.
Right.
But it has to be consistent.
But you're not Hannah, huh?
Not at this point. No, exactly. Because I have felt really, and like you said, I know I'm a sympathetic person. But when I'm saying it took me a long time to get here, and I've had people do the same thing to me over and over, and I kept on. Then I had to say, nope, I'm not playing with Satan no more. I'm not going to do it, because if you keep on, then it's gonna hurt you. But like you say, if they come to you and it's genuine, but 9 times out of 10, it's not. They're gonna do the same thing.
Exactly.
But what was your last question though, QT? I wanted to get that
harder. We had that. Dog and Hannah. We had redemption, and what else? Do you think it's possible that he was more of a bad husband versus father?
Right. No, he was a bad father and husband. Because I say that because there's, in my opinion, the way he treated his wife, it connected to how he showed up as a father. You go out, you take money out of the home. Those kids could have had that money you're over here giving to another woman and her child.
You better preach, Hannah. You better preach.
Facts.
Yes.
More facts.
That's one thing.
Absolutely.
The other thing, you're putting them at risk. You're putting their mother. You're going over here sleeping with another woman. You don't know what kind of nothing she has. You bringing it back to their mother. That mother, you could have harmed her greatly. That's a bad father.
For sure.
And so in the time that you were over there dealing with this woman could have been spent in your house with your kids, trying to make that family a family. What you do, you blew the whole thing up. No, you're not a good father nor husband. So it's connected, all connected to me.
Selfish.
So thank you.
Thank you,
Hannah
Hannah.
Selfish.
preaching tonight. Do you hear me?
Preach
Hannah
it.
is on fire. I agree, Hannah.
Yep.
You know,
Me
I
too.
just like to sometimes push the discussion. I totally agree with you.
Selfish.
Anonymous. What's
Hello, Chit Chat.
hello?
Hello, panel.
Hello.
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 Hey, Anonymous,
Hi.
we missed you.
Hello.
I miss you guys too, but I had to work out. I had to get my jelly roll fat off.
Okay,
I'm done.
right.
No more legs, hips, and breasts for me.
I know that's right.
I I'll respond to your questions by saying this. Would you, if you were Melody,
Who you
take
ask the question to? Me?
no, I'm just gonna ask the
Anybody.
panel, everybody. I was
Okay,
gonna respond it with a question.
okay.
Would you take back a person who has called you, treated you, and viewed you as your enemy?
No.
Mm-mm. Nope.
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 Okay.
No,
Nope.
No.
So
no.
answering that, Melody, when she said you were the ringleader to
Yep.
Hotel in
That's
Dustin,
right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
she knows who the architect of all this destruction is.
Hmm.
It's her ex-husband.
Right. Right.
Exactly.
She will never
Ever.
take him back.
Thank you, Anonymous.
If
Mm-hmm.
she takes him back, he will unalive her
Yes.
Exactly.
because in his mind, she shouldn't have left.
That would be sleeping with the enemy.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Yes. Now, I guess the big thing is, everybody's like, well, what's going on? I hate to say it, but he has the 10 traits of a malignant narcissist and a narcissistic sociopath. All the studies are saying these people are dangerous, like
Mm-hmm.
Adolf Hitler was, Mussolini, and the rest. And they specifically get people who are your enemies to try to get you to think coming into evil is good. They don't mean you well. They are Satan's helpers, literally. And the key is
Mm-hmm.
when you find them out, you have to, people ask us, what is Melly doing? She's creating the castle. She has a moat filled with alligators and crocodiles.
Mm.
She has on the castle, there are armed guards ready to shoot and unalive anybody who comes in to threaten her and her babies and her kingdom. And the only people that get in have to successfully pass a screening test. And it's sad, but Hotel, legs, hips, and breasts, Margarine, Carlos Queen, and the others who think like him are vampires, energy vampires. They view, and I hate to say it, I believe, in my opinion, allegedly, they hate women, period.
Yeah.
They want women to only be slaves and objects for them.
Mm.
Hotel, in my opinion, allegedly, liked what he did to that peasant on that IG Live. He was smirking like he liked it. He
Mm.
wanted Melody to be just like that peasant.
Well,
He likes legs, hips, and breasts and how he belittles Letitia, Latifa, Letitia, whichever you call it. Look at Carlos Queen, this new episode or new year. He's trying to elevate a woman that had puppets on the dang reunion clip like we didn't know what happened. Really. They don't care for us. And we need to understand these are not our allies at all. These type of people are our enemies. And you don't bring your enemy to your bedroom or your boudoir no more. If you find them out, you let them go. And you set boundaries. So, Melody's doing that with the kids. If it's true, I believe they got in my opinion, allegedly, they got an emergency order against Hotel because he did something real dangerous to that peasant 2 weeks ago. And the court, hopefully with this new judge, I heard from Ann, came in, now know the seriousness of this. So he's probably just getting supervised visits. I think he's being away, in my opinion. They have to do psychological tests on him to see what he's doing. And in order for him to even get maybe an overnight stay, he's got to pass those tests. And the guardian ad litem and the court has to see the progress. But if he's illiterate, like I think he is, it's going to be real hard. So This is just what you're dealing with. But is he a good father? Was he a good father and husband? I think Melody covered him and his insufficiencies. The grace of
Absolutely.
the grace of the Lord protected him from being the wolf. And something happened. I still believe the hotel we see now was not what he was 7 years ago. And when she married him, he hid it. Something happened to him to trigger him to really view his ex-wife as his enemy. And until we get an understanding of that, we're never going to understand hotel. I know I can.
I think he feels like, because you remember he said he did the show for her because this is what she wanted. I believe that he absolutely resents her now for doing that because it exposed him and everything that he was doing, and he'll never forgive her for that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm under the same conclusion as you. I believe Martell has such a dislike. He has a dislike for Mel, allegedly, and in my opinion. And the real thing is, Martell is mad with Mel, one, for having the audacity to leave him, to divorce him, and to boss up the way that she has. And he's jealous because he know there's no one that he can get with to give him that he can have the same status that he had with Mel. Sheree is not even giving him what it is that he wants. And it's not too many times a man could get on a public platform and say, well, I'm not dating anyone. I'm just having fun, and then come back and, say, oh, she's my girl. And then come back and say, oh, it's a possibility that me and Amel, we're going to get back together. We're going to get back together. Martell despises Mel.
Yes, he does.
He detests Mel. He's jealous of Mel
I agree.
because he feel like everything Mel has now, he deserves it. So by being a good dad, being a good husband, being a good person, Martell don't like Martell. He don't even like himself. And it's going to get worse before it gets better.
You spoke a word, Maritha. I totally agree. And we saw the jealousy play out on the show. A lot of people were like, it doesn't seem like this man is for his wife. You know what I mean? He was so condescending and all of that. So yeah, I totally agree. I think that he's not only jealous that she's been able to go on, but I think that he's also jealous of her success. You know what I
I
mean?
agree.
Exactly.
And that's scary. It's a lot of men out here
Yes, it
that
is.
won't even cheer on their mates. You know what I mean? That's scary. So I
Mm-hmm.
totally agree. Bad Apple, what are your thoughts? And then we definitely gonna go back around the panel for everybody else to chime in.
Hello, chit chat and panel. How y'all doing?
Hey.
Hello.
Hey, sweetie.
Hey.
Hello.
Good, good. Well, I want to answer your question too about was Martell a good
Mute if
father?
you
Was he a
talk.
bad father or just a bad husband? I believe both. I believe that he really does not have love, like real love for anyone. It's really hard for narcissists to love. They
Mhm.
don't they have some kind of emotional blockage or something. They don't really feel love in the way that normal people feel love. If you really love your children, you will stay your ass in the house during a deadly pandemic,
Mhm.
especially if you have a brand new baby. If you really love your kids, you'll protect them from deadly viruses. You'll
Mhm.
protect them, especially from that. I mean, the protecting them from the humiliation of their father having a side chick out there, that's one thing, but
Yeah.
protecting them from possible
Mhm.
sickness and death,
Yeah.
that's the ultimate protection that you have over your children, to protect them physically and their well-being. And he was negligent when it came to that.
He definitely was.
And that one thing right there is what shows me that he does not know how to love. Because there is no way. I don't have kids, but I could never go out in public when there is a deadly virus going on where I could possibly bring that back into my children. That right there, it speaks volumes. But like everybody else said, also he refused to protect his family. He refused to protect his children's family unit, which he claimed to be so proud of.
Yeah.
We watched them on the show talk about how, they loved being parents. They loved the, Team Holt, you know what I'm saying? That was a thing. But he couldn't be a team player, you know? And that's something that you would have did for your kids. If you really love your kids, I can't say that he loves those children. And one thing about and somebody was talking about Melody, or no, Anonymous brought up that would you take somebody back who treated you the way Martell treated Melody? Melody posted recently that what did it say? She said she's not gonna mess up her favor for anyone.
Mm-hmm.
And that right there, it just reassured me, yeah, it's never gonna happen again. Because in order to keep her favor, she knows that she has to stay away from certain people, Martell being one of those.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
a wrap.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And I think a lot of us know that. I've seen a different male, again, just looking for questions for that trivia game and all of that. Mel was a totally different woman back then. You know, looking back on it, you can see the stress that she was carrying, how small she was, and all of that. And yeah, I doubt if would never be a day, if you ask me, that they would ever get back together. I do
You're
think.
breaking up, chit chat, or is that me?
Am I breaking up?
You were. It was kind of going in and out, or was it?
You
Or was it
sounded
just me?
mechanical.
Yeah, you sound like a robot.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, is this better?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not sure what was going on. I'm gonna let you all talk since I'm breaking up. But yeah, no, I said I do think that in the beginning she wanted for them to just be able to go on with life and you know um be there for their kids. But now I think she's on a different path, especially with all the mess that's going on. And I'm hoping that she's going for full custody. But somebody else take over. I'm not sure what's going on with my mic.
Hi, I'll say, as far as can he have redemption? I think yes and no. I think he can have redemption in the sense that he's a human being. So,
Mhm.
if he gets the help that he needs and God intervenes, I think there's hope for anybody, but he would have to do the work. But as far as Melody, I think no, there's no redemption because I think he's done too much to her. And just as a mom, like to put those kids in jeopardy the way he does when he has them, whether it was him being by the water and not watching them, or him at the parade and the way he was treating those children. Like as a mom, that is unforgivable. I don't know any mother that would have any affectionate feelings for him after that. So I think with Mel, no, is no redemption with Mel. But as a human being, yes, if he got counseling, did some serious work, maybe medicated. I don't know what his issues are.
I know
And
one
if he,
lady that would have some affection towards him still.
well, yeah, the peasant, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, he's done some horrendous things, and also like the other young lady said, just the fact that he went out in a pandemic when all of us were extremely terrified that, our loved ones could die if we brought that virus home. And he had a brand new baby that he had no regard for. He was only thinking of himself. But I mean, I know people say that they don't believe that he can love. I believe that he did love Mel. I think that he took her for granted, like to the extreme for granted.
Yes.
I mean, I think the look on his face when they were on that Destin trip, when he looked like a little boy, that she showed him any type of affection. I don't think that could be faked. And I think that he did have love for Mel. I just really believe he never thought Mel would leave him. He thought that they were so wonderful together that she covered him all that time, and she was going to continue to cover him. Mel is in spiritual warfare, so she couldn't allow him. She has to protect herself and her children from this man, even though going forward, he's probably not going to lose custody. And I don't think he should lose custody. I just think it should be structured somehow. However, the courts determine it, some structure needs to be there, because those kids need some protection. They should, the harm that could have come to them on these instances that we've already, talked about, that was just ridiculous. So I do think some structure needs to happen. And then I hope if he doesn't have them already, and if the case has not been settled, I just hope that they give them reduced, maybe every other weekend or something like that, maybe some supervised visits. But yeah, I believe he still should see them, because no matter who he is, he's their dad. He's still their dad, but it just needs to be in a safe way. So that's pretty much all that I wanted to say. Thank you.
Excellent points. I agree with you. Now let me ask you guys this, and was that Cindy D?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
Cindy. Let me ask you this. We know that he claims to be this great dad, and again, guys, this is just for the point of conversation, debate, all of that. Do you think that? And I'm sorry, this may be my husband coming in if my dog start barking. I'm sorry. Do you think that, or does anyone feel that?
He sounds vicious.
He is.
No, he sounds really big.
I'll come back to it. Go ahead. I'm a mute.
He sounds really big.
Maybe that was hotel coming in.
I do not
Chit
think
chat, you got a hotel in there you don't even know about.
Look at me, Ernest. You just made me cuss. You made me come off a mute and cuss.
I do not think that Martell ever loved Melody. Narcissists, they don't love people. They can't. They love ideas. They love ideas. They love
what she can do for him.
Right. They love the idea of marriage. They love the idea of having a wife, but they don't truly love the person. Because they can't be interpersonal like that.
And that's true what Bad Apple's saying. So when they say love, see, when we think of love, we think of like God's love, the reciprocal, like loyalty. You're there, you're a coverer, you're a protector, you will die for them, or you'll be unalive for them. That's not what he was. That's just not.
Yeah, what I think is that everything is conditional. Somebody already said it. It's always conditional. If you cross them, you're going to pay for it, and they always look to punish you. So I don't think that they can love, but it's always something attached. So if that's love, I don't know what you want to call it, but they can feel emotions and love and hate and all of that. But it's going to if you cross them, I don't care who it is. Y'all see him even do the kids like that. So I know we got plenty of examples, but it's conditional. And if he'll even tell a kid, don't make me look bad out here. It's so stupid the way he think.
But that's why I said it's a disorder.
It's
Do
conditional.
you think his mother is scared of him?
Heck yeah.
I do.
Ooh, we need to mute. Somebody sounds like you.
Yes.
Not me. I don't think.
Okay, we'll do. Or who was
Do y'all
speaking?
think he's
Hannah
scared of his mother?
and Renata. Okay.
Yes,
No, I
his
was asking
mother's
a
scared of
question.
him.
I believe so.
Allegedly, we don't know.
Allegedly.
I
But
think she's
do you
only
think?
scared of him because she's dependent on him.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
And she's afraid to like cross him or make him mad or get on his bad side because then she'll lose his support.
Gotcha.
And you know, oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead, Renata.
And that's a lot what's going on with a lot of these parents. I don't know if any of you guys follow the basketball, but that's a good example of what you just said. Even this young kid named Ja Morant, you know, he went out there doing all this stuff and people kept saying, well, where's his parents? His parents is just like enable him not saying nothing. And I said that comes from because when you then become dependent upon your kids, you are now scared to treat them as a parent because you're afraid that they're going to cut the purse strings off. But I always gave the opposite example of Kobe Bryant's parents when they, you know, told him they didn't really care for his wife and stuff like that. And he called himself cutting himself off from the parents and stuff. But them parents was not dependent upon him. They were going to live and eat and take care of their business without him. So they were able to be what they consider, whatever parenting they wanted to say to him without any fear of him financially cutting them off. And I
But
think
it's
maybe
not
what you
just
just said, maybe
yeah.
the mother's just scared that she may, but I don't know she's getting too much anymore, you know, since he, you know, left Melody because they said she working at the hospital. Now, I don't know if she always worked at the hospital, but that's what they say.
But that's what I want to say. It's not that he's going to cut her off financially. He's going to cut people off emotionally. He will get you back some kind of way. And because they don't want to upset him and get him into, so you see what I'm saying? It could be financial, it could be emotional, it could be, I mean, it could be anything.
Okay.
As long as they find a way, if it means something to you, they're going to find it, they're going to scope it out, and they're going to use it against you some kind of way.
Okay.
Well, that's why you have to avoid having relationships with these type of people, because really, literally, you can't get into business with people like this. If they're going to turn on you, stab you in the back, or unalive you in the back in a business deal, you have to watch your back each time. So that's why we're trying our hardest to understand the traits of these people to avoid them, because they're no, as they say, they're no honor amongst thieves. That's why he picks people like him, because they all have dirt on each other and they just use each other, and that's what they do.
But you can't always avoid them. You can, like you said, learn, you know, some coping skills and techniques to deal with them. And
yeah, you're talking about in a relationship. If you, Hannah, if you're in a relationship with them, you have to learn how to end the supply. But Melody was able to end the supply to him by divorcing him and setting her boundaries.
What I'm saying though, Anonymous, is the children cannot divorce him. They're his father, and I mean they're his children, so they're eventually going to have to learn, because it's not going to stop.
But they'll learn boundaries with the therapy, just like Melody had to do it. You'll learn.
We're saying the same thing. I'm just saying that you cannot always avoid them. You can get techniques and skills and understand what's going on to help you deal better with those people, with those type personalities, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, but when they get probably 12 or 11, if they don't want to be around him and go see him, they can do that.
Have y'all watched those videos about the people who were raised by toxic, narcissistic parents? Every person that I have watched, because I feel like I had a narcissistic parent as well. Every parent, every adult that I have watched who talked about their narcissistic parent stated that they had to cut them off. They had to cut them off.
That's true. That's what the studies say. That's why I said when people say you can't avoid it,
they're probably not going to have a relationship with their father because it's going to be too toxic. They're going to have to cut him off
eventually. But as a teenager or as young children, they can't. Is what I'm saying.
Right.
What kind of parent should we expect Martell to be if he never had a model? If there was no one consistently in his life to show him the right way to treat a woman? This is what a man does. This is how a man carries himself. Because
I think he
I
had them.
think he has uncles and things, but they weren't the best, you
Yeah, but
know.
I think he had people like that, but he would repel them. He didn't like being around them.
But that's not a valid question. To me, it's not a valid question. I know people may disagree, but when you're 40 years old, you're 30, you can come. I mean, you don't have to have a role model in your home. There's people in the church, in your schools. There's people. Even you can, your mother can teach you good habits. You
And
don't
that's
have
my
to
Right.
point.
have in
Well, that's my point. No, when he was younger, did he have those things? If he didn't have those things, it makes you wonder everything that he's doing now. No one has ever told him, no, that's not how you're supposed to conduct yourself. This is not how you're supposed to carry yourself. So, did his mother ever put him in a position and align him, to put him on the right path? Because I know for me, with my youngest, he was 21. Well, he's 21 now. But I just feel like women can only do so much when it comes to raising a young black man, or any young black, or any male. They can only do so much. If the father isn't there in the home, if the father isn't around, the mother seeks, outside places like, the church, the deacons, a nonprofit organization, something like that. Was he consistently around, positive people for him to truly see that there are good black men out there?
Obviously not.
maybe not, but at some point he has to take responsibility.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah, because
Absolutely.
Fletcher, the reason I would
So,
say that,
so maybe I
Fletcher,
misunderstand. I'm sorry, Anonymous. Go on.
I was just going to say, Chris Fletcher tried to talk some sense into him, but he shunned him. Remember about the 47 acres deal?
Well, see, he grown now.
He's
No,
grown
I
now,
know.
We're
right?
I'm just
talking about when he
saying.
was growing up.
Yeah, but
Right.
even when he was growing up, if you notice, there's some people, even if they have bad circumstances, they'll gravitate to people they want to be like. And I just think
Like LeBron
Martell,
James had his uncle,
yeah, but I think Martell Hotel likes being with people that are like him. That's who
Or
he gravitates to.
Right. And that's why he
Give
can't
me one
rein in
second, guys.
coleslaw.
Give me 1 second. Can you guys hear me? Do I still sound funny?
you're
Oh,
No.
you
good.
sound
Oh,
good.
great. Let me add Stacy up. Stacy Overton.
Hi, how's everyone?
Hi, Stacy. Thanks for joining.
Hello.
And
Hi.
guys,
Hi.
while had stepped away, I did hear, and Maritha, thank you for joining me. She dropped down. Pink Diva, thank you as well. But I did hear someone ask, and I didn't hear it all the way. That's why I'm asking. Someone mentioned, as far as if he didn't see a good example of a man growing up, could that be? Did someone say that?
That was me.
Okay, and what were the answers? I just wanted to know because I missed it. Did the panel agree or?
We don't think he had any good examples of men growing up.
Mm-hmm.
I
Or
don't.
maybe his mom just didn't put him, just didn't align him to be the best that he could be. And
Martell did.
that's not, and I'm not saying that to excuse the bad behavior, but
No,
you're kind of a
Martell didn't
product
even.
of your environment, so to
Mm.
speak, unless you want to do better. If you don't want to do better, then this is what you become. But I will tell you, the area where he said he grew up in, it was not a good area. Yes, a lot of people were single moms, the kids were just out and about doing their thing, getting into trouble, that kind of stuff. But if you did not, I feel like if the mother did not have the desire to want more for her child, then this is what the result is.
But
What it's
Martell
all
didn't even say,
about.
he did not say that himself. He said his uncle, the uncle that was there.
Which one?
His uncle that was on the first season that he went out to his farm in
Yes.
that he had examples. That man seemed like he has been married for years.
He has.
Seemed like he's a great parent and husband. He tried to talk to Martell. So
He
I'm pretty
did.
sure he said that man was in his life, I thought.
Right. Give me
And
one
that,
He
and
did
he
say
also,
that
second,
that
one at
uncle
a
was his
time,
mentor.
one at a time, one at a time. Give me 1 second. Hannah, in response to that, Martell in no way showed us everything or told us everything about his upbringing. None of them did. And naturally, you want to put your best foot forward. You want to try to give the best impression. And I do think that his childhood, his upbringing, and everything else plays a part into the man that he is today. I'm not using it as an excuse, but it's highly possible. As who was that just mentioned that? Red Ann mentioned the area where he grew up and all of that. People become victims of their circumstances all the time. I'm not calling Martell a victim, so don't get me wrong, but I'm saying, yeah, he could definitely still be carrying baggage from his childhood on,
Amen.
especially with him not tackling the problem, getting help, and everything that he needs. So I don't think that we can write that off just because he said that he had an uncle in his life that may have seen him once a month, once a week. Who knows? What we do
No,
know
Amen.
is
that's not why I said that though. The reason I said that is because Red Ann was asking, were there any people in his life when he was growing up that could have taught him something or could have been
right. I understood.
helping him out? But and he played football. Coaches helped him out. He was the quarterback. He went to college. Martell doing what he wanted to do. And I understand, yes, there probably is some things that happened in his childhood, like everybody else, that caused us to have some issues. But again, I don't with Martell, he doing what he want to do because he's been getting away with it for too long, and he hooked up with that coleslaw lady, and she allowed him to continue to do that foolishness. In my opinion, I could be
I will
wrong,
tell you
but
this.
that's my opinion.
Let me say that as me raising a young black man, I put him into a nonprofit here, and he's now aged out of that. But I will tell you firsthand, when your son doesn't want to hear what the mentor with the mentor says or something like that, they will absolutely avoid that person at all costs.
Absolutely.
That
And
part.
I really do believe that good uncle that he had that pretty much told him when they spoke, yeah, you became big headed when you start around college time, when you got into football and you became known and big, known and popular, you became big headed. He does not want to hear people tell him the truth about himself. So, yes, he will then flock to people that will tell him the good things about himself.
Yeah.
And that's the mental disorder we're talking about.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it
And my
very
thing is,
a mental disorder. We know the character that he's shown us, but like I said, I just don't think that we can write off everything that could have contributed to not him being a dog, not him cheating on his wife, not none of that contribute to what he shows the world. So yeah, I
my
agree.
thing is, like Miss Wanda would say, um, he listen, I know a few men who were raised by dope heads in the projects, and they came out just fine. It's all about the person.
That's
and
right.
what's inside that person and what that person wants to do.
You're correct. Absolutely.
Great point. Let me add up. Get a clue. Get a clue. Is this you? Get a clue. Can you hear me? Going once, going twice. Get a clue.
You know, I would like to step in and say something.
Okay.
Me too, because I haven't said nothing.
Oh, I'm sorry.
This is Overton. The reason I follow this so closely is because, you know what? I guess I've been naive. I've never thought that people could be so evil and have such nefarious motives and ideals towards other people. But after listening and watching what's been going on, I realized that Martell is a monster. And I don't really think he wants to get help because he doesn't see that there's anything wrong with him. And he's been covered and been enabled by so many people for so long that he's far gone. He's just far gone. At this point, the only thing that can stop him is the law. He needs the law to put the hammer to him, and he needs to realize that you are not above the law. Just like Donald Trump thought that he was above the law, but you see that he's having himself in a lot of legal trouble and that he's being indicted. Martell needs the same thing. He needs the hammer put to his head. He needs to be in a
Okay.
jail cell where he can sit and think about what he has lost, what he has done to his wife, to his children, and just to marinate on that for some time. And that's the only way he's going to be broken to the place where he can receive help, ask for help, want help.
I don't know if
He
he'll
also
ever ask
need to
for
think
help.
about what he's done to Slaw also.
Well, you know what? Coleslaw said
Oh my God.
Let me
Coleslaw
add.
said
Let me
that
add. Get a clue. Get a clue. Is this you?
Yes, it's me. Hey, teacher. Hey, y'all. Fellow.
Hello.
Before we
I love
continue,
y'all show.
there is someone with feedback. Seems to be okay at this moment, but if you're not talking, please mute. And then when you want to answer, just go off of mute. Cheryl Howard, was that you that
Yes.
stated that you were trying to speak and didn't get a
Yes, I
chance?
was. Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
Yes, I was gonna say. There's no change for Martell. Martell is not going to change. At 41 years old, he has 5 children. If anything, he should one want to change for himself and two change for his children. If nobody else. So, and then now he's in a situation now that he allegedly may not have his children now. So at 41, come on, it's time for Martell to grow up. Everybody came from bad childhoods. People have went through a whole lot in their life growing up. He's not the first, won't be the last. It's time for him to grow up. And he only can do that. And I don't think Martell is going to change. I don't think Martell want to change. I think Martell like who he is. He don't find anything wrong with him.
Yeah, he hasn't hit. I said he hasn't hit rock bottom yet. So I agree with you. Dog is sure you just said something else that I wanted to respond to real quick. But real quickly, Tennessee girl, this comment, Martell and his mental issues is one of the reasons for the show's success.
What?
If that ain't the truth, you guys don't see that?
It is the truth.
How him acting out and everything that he's done. It is one of the reasons. Absolutely, I agree with that.
Which is why they
I
stay
didn't hear
so
that.
long.
Right.
I feel like his rages are steroid induced though, because okay,
No, who is
like,
that?
Some kind of, it's a
get
Wait,
a clue.
Who is that? Get a clue?
Yes.
Okay, let me give you guys some buzzwords like what you just said, his alleged use. We can't use that on the channel. Things that could come back to harm the platform. So yeah, just please make sure you say allegedly. And this is to everyone, myself included, chat included. If you feel like it's something you shouldn't say or type, please don't. Find a way to say, things that could come back and harm. But go ahead. Who was that speaking?
Get a clue. Yeah. So
And you can
I'm
say
sorry.
guilty.
Yeah, oh yeah, juice, juice,
Bad
juice.
connection.
That's what I was saying.
It's static
I'm
though.
hearing staticky.
Yeah,
Can you
you
hear
got
me?
a really bad connection. Get a clue. If you can drop down and come back up for
Okay.
us. Okay. Thank you. All right. And I'm sorry. Go ahead, Cheryl
Yeah, but
House.
I'm saying I'm not saying that change is not capable. He's not capable of change, but just not Martell, because that's something Martell should. I mean, he has 5 children. This is the time now to change your life. He's not doing it. You see, he's not doing it. He doesn't want to change his life.
Mm-hmm.
He's very jealous of Melody, and her success. And a lot of this, and like Melody said, he wanted to stop her blessings. He
Yeah.
wanted to stop her blessings, and she wasn't going to allow him to stop her blessings. Martell is not a happy person, and Martell is not going to make the next person happy. He's only happy when he's tearing you down. Bottom
Yeah.
line, it's the only time he's a happy person. And I just wish he would just leave Mel alone, let her move on with her life, you know, and
Yeah.
that's it.
And I get that.
Move
And like
on.
I said, for the sake of conversation and just maybe just from, a lot of us, let me remove that. Okay. A lot of us just have a different, and how can I word this? This is not compassion. I'll use myself for example. I'll use anybody for example. Let's say somebody go out here and get addicted to drugs tomorrow, and they do some crazy stuff, steal your stuff, steal your mama stuff, steal everything. Let's say in the process of that, they hurt their wife, they hurt their kids, and all of that. I don't think that there's anyone on earth, and this is just me, that is unchangeable. Yes, they have to want it themselves, they have to do the work, all of the above. So I even feel that way, and I know a lot of you guys don't. Cheryl, Hannah, and a lot of other people. We're talking about Martell in his current state. But what I'm saying is, and this is for the sake of a panel discussion, debate. If this man 5 years down the line has proven that he went to therapy every day, he did this right, he not causing problems with the ex-wife, he's picked up his business, he doing that, then what is the reason for people to continue to feel the way that they do? The best apology is by change behavior. So, me personally, I just don't write everybody off. Now, if you, for instance, with this sad situation that happened in Nashville and all of that, somebody
Mhm.
like that kick rocks forever. You know what I mean? But I think that I don't know if you want to call it grace. Anyone is capable of change unless they just don't want to. Mike?
But you know what I mean. You know
I
what I
do
mean. You know what I
agree.
mean. Chit chat. You know what I mean. I'm more like saying that now he's not with his children.
Yeah.
Shouldn't this be the chance? This should be the one here and now where he should be trying to change things.
Right.
Yeah.
Understood.
Right.
And that's what I said. We're talking in the current state. And I
Right.
totally agree with you. We're talking in the current state. But again, I'm not going to 10 years later, me personally only, guys, if I see that this man has changed his life around and everything else that I just mentioned, I'm not going to still get on here and ride him if he's made the change. But right now, absolutely not.
I
I
agree
It
agree.
with you,
remains
Kit
to
Kat.
be
I do.
seen.
I totally agree with what you're saying. In 10 years down the road, if that happens, I will do exactly what you're saying.
Yeah, that's all
Mhm.
I'm saying, Hannah. You
I
know,
agree with the chit chat.
yeah,
I think that
everybody deserves that now. This is not saying that we are hoping, wishing, and praying, you know what I'm saying, or contemplating and waiting on it. No, most likely it'll never happen. But if
Yeah, he
it
got to prove it to
does,
me. He got to prove it to me then.
right, if it does. So, yay, I got a little win with Hannah.
But Cheryl,
Me too with
Cheryl is
Hannah,
so.
but
Let me just say this
Huh?
about Cheryl. Cheryl, you are so funny, and you are so correct. This man has 5 children. If that ain't enough to change somebody, it's something
Yeah, that
definitely
part.
wrong.
But
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
Chit Chat
Something.
said, maybe he's
Something
not
is
at
wrong.
his bottom yet. It seems bottom for us, but it may not be his bottom. And
Yeah,
I believe that he could still be redeemed if he makes the choice. I think that's the difference
that's the
between
key
people
word.
that were raised in a messed up situation, some of them take the opposite and they say, hey, I didn't have a dad, I'm going to be the best dad to my kids because of what I didn't have. So some people can still overcome that, and I think Martell can. I think and I mean, some people might take offense to this, but I think that we get so caught up in saying who's a narcissist and who, we're diagnosing people without degrees to do that. And I think it just makes us throw people away. And I don't think that that's warranted all the time, because really we don't know. We could say what it looks like, but you're looking at somebody on TV. You're not, the average person, and I'm not saying this to anybody specifically, but the average person is not even qualified to call someone the names put the labels on that we label people and then throw them away. So,
but Martell didn't have the right to label Mel a 304 either.
oh,
What right did he
absolutely,
have to label her?
absolutely, he doesn't have any
Martell
right.
he only gets back what he puts in. What you put in is what you're gonna get back.
I
He
agree
don't
with that, but
respect
I mean,
her.
he's a
You
304
know,
too, but that doesn't mean,
right? But
I just
but you don't call her name. You don't label her. He don't want to be labeled, but he can label her.
agree. No, I agree with that. I agree
I
with that.
think Martell
Give me
needs.
1 second, guys. I got 2 people I want to add up real quickly. Get a clue. Is that you?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. And Dion?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, great. Thanks for joining us, guys. Someone still has a slight echo. So, again, if you're not speaking, please mute your mic so we can hear everyone. And I'm sorry, who did I cut off? Was that you, Red Ann, or Cindy D, or I just cut one of you guys off?
Nope,
My
it
apologies.
wasn't me.
Okay, go ahead.
No, I said it was not me.
Oh, it was not you.
No.
Okay.
One thing I want to say about narcissism, it's not that hard to notice or even diagnose, even if you're not a psychiatrist or a therapist or whatever, because
Right.
narcissists have specific traits. They're very specific, and they are kind of unique to narcissists. Well, no, because sociopaths and psychopaths do exhibit a lot of the same qualities, but they also have additional qualities as well. I hate to disappoint y'all, but narcissists rarely ever reach their bottom. They don't know where the bottom is.
Yeah.
And what psychiatrists say about narcissism is that it's incurable. It has to be managed. That's the only way you can deal with it.
Yeah, and to Cindy's point, though, she is right. We can't diagnose anyone from a panel, from a show of what we're seeing. Can we acknowledge these traits that they have, these tendencies that they have? Absolutely. And real quickly, Martell, in my opinion, is not going to realize that he's hit bottom until the camera stop rolling. As long as Martell can get up and put on the front, turn on that smile and that grin and all of the above, then he's still going to continue to try to fake the funk, if you will. So I think that if and when this show ends and all of that, and he got to sit there and live in his mess, rock bottom is coming for anybody that continues to cause the type of issues that he does. It's like inevitable. But great point. Bad Apple, I do agree with you, though. I see the traits and tendencies in him and a whole lot of people. But I agree with what Cindy says as well. If we aren't licensed professional, we really can't just, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, great point.
Look, if it quack like a duck and walk like a duck, I'm gonna call it a duck for my protection.
Yeah, we all on the same page, but when we're coming to really, really knowing, we see it. I get you. You know what I'm saying? We hear, and I'm putting my eyes to your eyes. We hear, but what she said is right. We are not licensed professionals. But great point. Get a clue. Did you want to go ahead and speak?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear.
I sound better now?
You do. Mm-hmm.
Okay, great. Okay, I love your show. Thank you for bringing me up, and I'm gonna keep it PC. So I was saying that I feel like when I've been going back looking at the old episodes of the show, and in particular, like when he was like raging in Las Vegas, if y'all remember, Marceau couldn't even hold him back. Like he was having a
Mm-hmm.
hard time like holding him back because he was in such a rage. Then like with the juicing, like they go into this rage and then it's like they come all the way down, like, you know, when the feeling is done. You know what I mean? So like with him being like his uncle said he changed when he got into football in college or whatever. You know, a lot of people, athletes, they start using performance enhancing medications that may be illegal, and
Allegedly.
allegedly.
Is it
And
your
I'm
opinion?
saying, no, I'm saying a lot of, you know, I ain't say him, I'm saying a lot of people, you know, who get into collegiate athletics, sometimes they do get into that type of situation. And then with him being a self-professed gym rat, that would continue that type of behavior allegedly if he had already allegedly been participating in it allegedly in college. You understand what I'm saying? So it could be like with his rages, like when he was on the stage at the reunion, you know, and how he was trying, it was very hard for him to like bring it down. Like several people had to like calm him down behind stage. Like he is, his rages are just crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So to me, it just seems like it, in my opinion, it looks like it's something else. I don't know if Melody and them have ever even thought about, you know, allegedly it being a juice induced rage, and that's why he can't control himself.
Hmm.
But see,
I
this
said the
proves
same
my point.
thing.
That proves my point, though. We can look at different things and get a different reason.
Perspective. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like some, you're saying, you know, somebody might think, oh, that's a juicing rage, and somebody saying, oh, wow, that proves he's a narcissist. That's all I'm saying.
Right.
Is we just have to be careful with giving people these
Well,
labels and
see,
throwing them away
don't
based on that.
But don't you have to
Those
be,
are
in
all
order for you to be
person.
a user, and anybody who's been in any type of recovery or rehab, they will tell you if you've dealt with anybody who has been going through that situation, what you will learn is that those type of people who are acknowledge themselves as being addicts, they also acknowledge themselves as being narcissistic. Because you have to be narcissistic in order to do those types of behaviors and let them take control of you to the point to where you have no control, you don't care about how you're presenting yourself in the world.
That could be a number of things though. So I do agree with Cindy. You know, at this point, we all are on the outside looking in. None of us has dealt with any of them in person to know and study their behaviors and all of that. So I get what you're saying. It's a great, great point. But in the end, we don't know. What we do know is working out and all of that has been a focus in this man's life for quite some time. But I get what you're saying. But I want to move away from the performance enhancement conversation. Yeah, I respect your opinion though. Get a clue. Thank you for that.
I have a question. Well, not a question, but I do. Remember when Martell met with Dr. Francis and he was asking him questions? I felt like when he was talking with Dr. Francis, that was probably the most realist and transparent he was about his relationship with Melody and what caused him to go out and cheat. And I think Martell just has a problem with he doesn't know himself as a man,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and he's
Correct.
broken
Right.
and he's empty on the inside, and all he has is what he has on the outside. But if he
mm,
really went and had some real counseling with a professional like Dr. Francis, he would realize that he's done a lot of damage to his ex-wife, his children, and he doesn't have healthy relationships or coping skills. But I don't think that's going to happen until he comes to the end of himself. And I feel like the only way he's going to come to the bottom is if he is stripped down of everything. And that comes in the form of a jail cell, and
Oh,
where you can sit there and you can think about what you have lost, what you have done, and then you can come hopefully to the place where you can say, you know what, Lord, I am broken. I have broken other people and I need help. And then only then can he begin to heal and really learn about himself. But as long as he has the distractions of TV and women and all of this foolery he has going on, he's never going to stop running and sit down and get the help and counseling that he really needs.
I agree with you. Now, let me ask you a quick question, Stacy. Is your conversation when you mention behind bars based on the allegations that what we believe happened a couple weeks ago, or do you think that that's the only? I'm just trying to see. Is it
I
is it?
think he has done a lot of stuff.
No, I'm talking about, but what from what we've been discussing.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
so you think that there are other things that went on that will warrant him being behind bars? Great.
Eventually, yes. I think what happened 2 weeks ago with coleslaw, and there's probably been a lot of other things that we're not privy to. And I think it's all gonna catch up with him eventually in time.
Okay, thank you. I just wanted to delve a little deeper in that. Great point.
And
What was next? Was it? We're swinging back around. We are approaching, guys, 3 hours. So we're gonna start from the top, and everyone give your final thoughts. We didn't even get to Destiny and Marcus's live. Well, Marcus live about Destiny. So we'll try to discuss that in the next live. But Cheryl, I don't know what's wrong
yeah.
with my tongue all of a sudden. Cheryl Howard, go ahead and give me your thoughts, final thoughts on everything from the if we think the kids are with Mel to what we're discussing now.
I believe the kids are with Melody. Hopefully, allegedly, in my opinion. And what Martell need to do is to stop throwing his life away, and could possibly allegedly, in my opinion, throw the relationship with his kids away, because he don't want to end up allegedly behind bars. So he has to get his life together and do it for his kids and
Yeah.
mainly for himself. And just because if anything gets thrown away, he'll be the one who throw it away. It
Yeah.
won't be Melody. She's doing her part. So
He, he's thrown
so
it away.
that's it.
Yeah, he's thrown it away thus far. A lot of people look at Martell the way that we do because we've never seen anybody live before our eyes, screw up to the extent that he did, refuse to change with all that he had to lose. You know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah.
I think that's why a lot of people are so intrigued. But yeah, in the end, it's up to him. I don't think we'll see it before the show ends or anything else. Again, I'm not wishing anything on him, but Martell is the only one that can change Martell. And like
Mhm.
you said, hopefully he will do that for the sake of his kids. But
Mhm.
thank you, Cheryl.
You're welcome. Thank you
So
for letting me come up.
thank you for joining the panel.
Sure.
Next up, we have Red Ann.
Yes. I'm going to say this. Martell said that this is his city. It says something about you if you say this is your city and no one, allegedly, will do business with you because of your mouth.
Yeah.
You have displayed that you are not in control of yourself. And he doesn't realize that when you put something out into the world, it's easy to put it out there, but it's not as easy to take it back.
Mm-hmm.
You
Mm-hmm.
damage people's names, their reputations, simply because you are acting out of pure emotion. And then when you're checked on that pure emotion, then you want to pull back and you want people to forgive you and understand you.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you will never win when you do that.
Yep. Totally agree. Accountability, number one, and yeah, like Cindy said, we can't diagnose anyone on the outside looking in. To me, with the level that this man has fallen, I just
Mm-hmm.
think that something mentally is going on. I think it's deeper, because
Mm.
we have to look at, he was given 5 years to get that part together. He was given a lot of different opportunities, some that we don't even know. And that just makes me believe that something mentally is going on. But great point, Red Ann. Thank you so much for your final thoughts. I love when you are on the panel, so I appreciate it.
Good night, everyone.
Good
Good
night.
night.
Next up, we have Cindy D. Parting words, Cindy.
Um, yeah, I guess I just, I pray for the family, the Holt family, and Martell too. And I hope he does. I think we're through his bottom. I think he's starting after 3 years to really realize that, wow, I lost it all. I lost my beautiful wife, my beautiful family. And I think that's what we're witnessing when we see him raging, whether he's tearing up the stage, whatever he did at the reunion, or whether he's acting out on social media. I think that he is getting to that bottom.
Yeah.
And I think you're right, Chit Chat. I think there's something definitely mentally wrong. Um, and I just think it's gotten worse over time.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he's just going to get to that bottom soon.
Yeah. And Renata, you have music playing, sis. Please mute.
Uh-oh.
Totally agree with you, Cindy. And I agree with what Anonymous said earlier and everything. We've seen some very, very strange behavior, some dangerous behavior
Yes,
at
yes.
at Vegas and all of that. And yeah, hopefully the guy just gets some professional, real help. And I think once that camera is taken away and there's nobody else for him to impress but himself, maybe then he will. But great point, Cindy D. Thank you so much. Please
You're
make sure
welcome.
you join me again on the panel. I enjoyed you.
I sure will. Thank you.
You are welcome. Next up, we got Stacy Overton. What's your final thought, Stacy?
My final thought is I don't wish anything bad to happen to him or Melody or the children. And just that, if he could get that counseling and really realize that it's not even about other people, but it's really about himself. And if he can just be honest with himself
Yeah.
and get that help, I feel like his whole life would be transformed and he would be able to figure out who he is, and he'll be able to figure out how he's going to make money and
Mhm.
build a business from that point forward.
I agree. I totally agree. I just think that once he stops lying to himself, once he stops lying to himself, once he stops trying to impress, anything is possible. But what's Tisha's word? A devil, and she said it wrong. A devil in sheep's clothing. A wolf
Mm-hmm.
in sheep's clothing.
The devil.
That, yeah, she said the devil. But that's Martell to me. Martell is concerned with image. And he don't realize that people see right through it. You know what I mean? Even when it comes to the kids. And this is what I wanted to say earlier that I forgot. We know that he says he's this dad of the year, century, decade, whatever. With him showing the acts of not being as attentive to the kids as he should have been at that parade, as well as when they was walking during that winter night. Um, that really shows that he's really not the good dad that he tries to portray himself to be. Now, do I think he loves his kids? Absolutely. But the level that he tries to force it down people's throat, I do not. And his action showed that for me. I was scared when I was watching that video with the kids. And me personally, I don't think he did anything purposely. I don't. I don't think he wanted his kids to fall in the water. I don't think that I didn't see that. But the level of care that he should have had as a dad, he didn't have it. But thank you, Stacy. Great, great points. I love that we've had opposing views and all of that. That's what I love about a panel, because if we all agreed and felt the same, or if no one challenged the conversation, then it would just be boring. But thank you, Stacy. Hope you join me again soon. We're going to go to Bad Apple next. And after that, we're going to have Renata, and then I'm going to have Hannah. Since she been preaching tonight, I'm going to have Hannah. Oh, I don't know. Renata may pray. Okay. Well, we'll handle it.
Well, I am going to pray. I am.
We're going to have Bad Apple, then Hannah Grace, and then Renata. Go ahead, Bad Apple.
Well, I want to say that if the kids are still, if they really are still with Mel, that makes me really happy, because I know they're happy. But one thing that I've been thinking about, this is off the subject, but going back to the live that Martell and Slaw did to save face from their run-in with the police.
Allegedly. Mm-hmm.
Allegedly. And they talked about how much a shame it was her not being on the show.
Yeah.
I really want someone, like when she goes live, I really want someone on her live to ask her, when did she realize that Martell was only the help and not the brains or the boss in the Holt operation?
Yeah.
Which is absolutely why she's not on the show.
Oh, yeah. That she's been in denial from day one. It's scary to look at when it comes to her, because I don't want to even say it's all him. I just think she's very delusional. And like Martell, I think that she does not want to accept the truth. So it's easier for her to act like he's all this and that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It ain't right with her just as well as Martell.
Right. So, yeah. That was my only last thought. Good night, ladies.
It was great. Thank you, Bad Apple.
Good night.
Back up here again. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you for having us.
You are welcome. Bye. Hannah Grace.
Thank you so much, Chit Chat. And I'm going to stay up here with you and Renato, because that prayer was very, very, very good last week. And I'm going to tell you, and I hate to sound like this, but Coleslaw said in one of those audio recordings that she didn't know she was being recorded. Maybe she did, but she said how ruthless Martell was. She said
she
that
did say that, Hannah. You right.
About how he does people, in what extent it's nothing to he would go to any extent to get you. That's what I gather. And I didn't think of anything of it at the time other than she's just mad. But I think she was telling the truth. And this was before the cameras. So I think, in my own opinion now, and I don't diagnose, I do diagnostic impressions, and I won't do any of that here. But people know what they see. So when people, when we see Martell getting, doing bad, then doing well, then doing bad, then doing well again. What I'm saying is he basically is fooling people to get back into their good grace. He know he gonna step back right back where he, in my opinion, and I'm working with this grace thing on him too, and I'm hoping the best for him. But then and if I'm wrong, God forgive me. I'm gonna ask God to forgive me. At this point, I don't want to see him be rewarded for his evil deeds or anything like that. I want to see him, like I think Marceau was the one that said it, you're going to have to hit rock bottom before you really realize what you lost and before you get back to understand what is going on with you.
Mhm.
And maybe I got the words completely wrong, but to me, that's what he said. And people have been watching him. It's like a train wreck, but he still somehow escapes everything and come back and do the same thing. So
He's in denial. He's in denial, Hannah, and I don't think that he's, he's it's worked in the past as far as him lying to everyone and getting away with it. He's really lying to himself. And the only thing that he really got going for him is this platform to try to showcase something different than what we all know and see. So yeah, I totally agree with you. And you basically just said exactly what we've been saying. Rock bottom will come for anyone that just does not want to do right. You really can't escape that. You know what I mean? And
and
until he does, go ahead.
I was just gonna say rock bottom for him won't. I agree with Bad Apple. Rock bottom won't be rock bottom because he's gonna always get back up and end back up in the
No such
same
thing.
place.
There's no such thing. Yeah, it's no such thing. When you hit true rock bottom,
Yeah.
that's rock bottom. It's not easy for you to get back up and do anything. We talking about rock bottom. Rock bottom is everything is pulled from up under you. And the only thing you got is the only thing that you do have is your thoughts to look back and see what you did or said wrong. That's rock bottom. Your family didn't turn on you because they didn't give you chance after chance. Your kids didn't got grown. They didn't turn on you. They didn't give you chance after chance. That's rock bottom. Rock bottom is when you have nothing else to turn to. And if he doesn't change, that's what's gonna happen, unfortunately.
It's because of his behavior and everything like that, the way he manipulate people, he's gonna always find a way.
Yep.
Unless somebody to not hit rock bottom, he gonna find a way. But I'm hoping, like y'all saying, I agree. But I've seen it so many times that these people are like a cat. They have 7 lives, but maybe that 7th one run out on him. But anyway, but I hope that. I'm sorry.
Sometimes you can't escape that hand. I get what you're saying. He's so manipulative and conniving and all of that it's really kind of hard for people to see that day may come. None of that lasts forever.
But eventually it'll come, is what you're saying. And I tell it, I can go with that. But it's just, and with the MNM kids, I really do think that he's back, that the kids are back with him. I don't like that, and it doesn't have anything to do with me. It's just that I like for them. I would love for them to live in peace, and then they're just from the outside looking in. So if he can, give the kids a safe environment and everything like that, I'm all for it. And I'm pretty sure Mel feel the same. So
look at Hannah. Oh my Hannah.
Hey, I know I'm making improvements. Because he hadn't said anything, but I always say that. And then when he come back out, he gonna come out back out with something.
Okay. Yeah, and I'm just joking with you, Hannah. Your points are valid, believe me. So I'm just joking with you because I know how you feel in the stance that you take. And look, I respect it, and it's the truth. So when I'm joking, just saying, look at Hannah, because we do have to. We're not giving him benefit of doubt or whatever, but like I said, when it comes to in the end, who knows what the man may do. That's a 1% chance.
And you are absolutely right, Chit Chat. We all can change. We all have that opportunity. We just have to do it ourselves.
I've seen it happen. I've seen it happen with family members and friends growing up and all of that. I've seen people do an about face, and you wouldn't even know the life that they lived previously that they lived. So it's possible. It's possible. But great points, Hannah. Renata, let me say, Made in the Shade, we are cutting off. Please join us in maybe 2 days. No, that's what's tomorrow? Wednesday? Okay.
Tomorrow's Wednesday.
Members only live Thursday. Before you get started, Renata, let me just say this. We held strong on Chit Chat with QT page, over 800. Backup page had about 100. Thank you guys so much that's joined me tonight. If you have not hit the like button, please make sure to hit it on your way out to the replay gang that I know will be watching tomorrow in days to come. Thank you guys as well. And take us on home, Renata.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, Lord. Father God, we come to you this morning now. We want to thank you for the opportunity to gather together and to have discussion. Father, we ask right now that if we've said anything or offended anybody or hurt anybody, that or said anything that is not pleasing to you, Father, we ask of your forgiveness. Father, I pray for each and every woman, man that was on this panel, that was in this chat. Father, I pray that you will bless them abundantly. Father, I pray that you open up every door, that you make ways out of no ways, God, that you open up the windows of heaven and begin to pour out blessings in their lives. Bless their children's children. Lord, generations to come, Father. Let them have no lack in their lives. Let them have no wants, Father. Every enemy that's trying to rise up in their life, Father, we bind it up now in the name of Jesus. Father, we pray for Melody, God. We even pray for Martell, Father, because what we can't see, Father, and what we can't do as humans, Father, you can do what is impossible, Father. You can change the trajectory of a man's heart. So, Father, we ask now in the name of Jesus that you touch him where he is right now, Father, and you give him a repentant spirit, Father, in the name of Jesus. And, Father, I pray always for the host of this panel. Father, I pray that you cover her from the crown of her head to the sole of her feet. Father, I pray that you bless her marriage. I pray that her marriage will be filled with love, peace, and joy. I pray, Father, that everything she so desires and wants, Father, that you would do it for her now in the name of Jesus, Father. Let no enemy come into her life to come to kill, steal, and destroy. We bind up the hand of every enemy in her life, Father. Open up doors for her, God. Open up things that she has not even thought of, God. For eyes have not seen, neither ears have heard the things that the Lord has prepared for you, Chit Chat. I pray now that you continue to walk in your purpose. I pray now that you continue to walk in the plan that God has for you, and you will be strengthened. I pray that the Lord strengthens you, keeps you, sustains you, provides for you, in the name of Jesus. And I thank you right now, God, and we come and we give you all of the glory and all of the praise. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Amen.
And Renata.
I-
Amen.
Chit Chat, can I say, Renata, we wish you that back in your family. That is a beautiful testimony and a
Yes.
beautiful request of God. Everything that you said.
Yes, ma'am. This is, and Renata, it's not like I want to pay you for prayer, but I
I
want
know.
you to inbox me on Instagram, your Cash App, if you have one. This changes everything, because we get heated on these panels and all of
Yes.
that. And
Yes.
I just love the way it ends off last week and today. Thank you, sis, so much. I receive everything that you said.
Amen.
Thank you so much. And
Amen.
like Hannah said, same back to you, sis. Absolutely beautiful. Thank you. Yes, SKR, I have a tissue in my hand right now where I blotted my eyes.
Oh,
Well
gosh.
needed. Well
Chit
needed.
Chat, can I say
Amen.
one more thing though?
Amen.
Hannah.
Renato, I really
Yes,
thank
ma'am.
you for that because, again, not only did you pray for Chit Chat and everyone, you made me feel like that, yes, we should be praying for Martell. And maybe
Yeah.
there is hope. And I
Yeah.
repent and ask God to forgive me
Thank you,
for
Lord.
the thoughts that I've had toward him. Thank you
Yes.
so much.
You're
Oh,
welcome.
Hannah.
Oh, gosh.
And
Y'all gonna
wow,
make me cry. Y'all need to stop because y'all
wow.
gonna make me cry.
Yes, yes. In the end, oh Hannah, you really about to make me cry. But
Yeah.
in the end, we have to acknowledge him as those kids'
Yes.
father, if anything, and we know the hurt and pain that it will cause them, in spite of the things that he's shown us.
Yes.
Oh my goodness, Renata, Hannah. Oh my goodness, everybody. This was amazing. What a way to end the night. Hannah, I love you. Renata, I love you.
I
Chat,
love you
I love
too.
We
you
love you
all.
too, Chit Chat. Thank
Sissy
you.
girl,
Love
have
you too,
a
Hannah. Love
fabulous.
you, Hannah.
All
Love
right,
you too,
and I'm going
Renata.
to say my goodbyes to everyone. Love you, Renata. You ladies, Hannah, Renata, everyone else that was on the panel. Please have a great, blessed night. And you guys, Renata, I probably needed that prayer for that video I dropped earlier, girl, because it was a mess. So I probably need to come and watch the end of this live before I push live on my phone and camera. But thank you.
Chit chat before we go.
Yes, ma'am.
What are we gonna do about this Patreon?
Patreon is coming.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's see. My camera's on my
Because
desk.
remember, I told you I was trying not to join the membership if we're gonna go to Patreon.
Yes. Yeah. Hold off on it. We do have a ball in the memberships though, but Patreon. Hopefully, back like next Wednesday, the real season starts on the 8th, right?
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, I'll put something together and that way we can really, really talk, and we don't have to be censored.
Maybe we could do a live watch. Everybody watching. You know what I'm saying? Something like that. Maybe you can get something like that going.
Yeah. I just wrote it down on a little sticky, and I'll work on it this weekend and get it going. Thank you for the reminder.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thanks, sis. Thank you.
Okay. Good night, everyone. God bless.
Good night, everyone. I'm gonna say good night to the chat. Thank you guys so much for joining me tonight. As I mentioned, please hit the like button on your way out if you haven't. But let me go up and scroll. I wish I would have written down everyone's name that was on the panel tonight. Clarissa, Red Ann, Anonymous, Maritha, Cindy. I know I'm missing a lot of people, guys. I'm sorry. Let me look at the back chat. Stacy, Get a Clue. Who else do we have? Simply Beautiful, Pretty Brown Eyes. Just for a second. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I'm going to scroll up and say some goodbyes on my way out. Read a couple of these comments that I may have missed. Shows Style and Spirit, if you are still here. Good night, Peggy. Good night, Constance, Tay, Sharon Fields, Marva. Thank you for hanging, Marva. You were here when I was saying my hellos. I appreciate it. Lakeisha Fuller. Good night. Good night. Elizabeth. Good night. Candace. Good night. Meditation Sounds. Good night. Ooh, child. Look at Meditation Sounds. Miss Z. Good night. Tree. Good night. Dr. Elise. Dr. Elise. That may be a good idea. Anything that will work. All right, I'm going to go on down because I think I'm in the part of the chat where you guys want the man locked down with Big Pookie and them at the county. All right, Neva, good night. Liz Shelton, good night. Monica Taylor, good night. Angela Jean, good night. Pinky, good night. Beautiful, beautiful prayer. Once again by Renata. When I tell you, that makes me feel 1,000% just lighter. I love it. Renata, if you're still listening, please inbox me on Instagram. If not tonight, first thing in the morning. I want to give you a little love offering for these prayers. I appreciate it. Good night, Tennessee girl. Tennessee girl, thank you for that powerful comment that you left earlier. I totally agree. Totally agree. All right. Nori Love, good night. Good night, SKR. Good night, ADR. Yes, I love me some Hannah Grace. Love all of you guys. Like we all have said, all of you guys and girls, women and men that frequent my page. This is like a community, like a sisterhood, brotherhood, all of that. So I really look forward to it. And again, thank you guys so much. Wasn't it beautiful? Yes. And I pray, but I don't pray like that, baby. Ooh, I loved it. All right, guys. Thank you, Tree. Tree said, did you all hit like? Thank you guys for joining me on both. Thank you, Pink Diva. That's who I forgot to mention. And you were the first or the second to join me. You know, I always enjoy you on the panel. I enjoy your perspective. All of that. Thank you. All right, guys. Have a great, great night. I know it is Wednesday for some of you. Still Tuesday for me, but get some rest, guys. And I will be chatting with you tomorrow. Good night, Mary. It really was. You have a blessed night as well. Yes. Love you, Renata. Hope you're still here. Great, great, great. Yes. All right, guys. Have a good one. I am signing out. Chat with you guys soon. Bye.